Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to the show. This is, of course, Matchday Live. It is the Arsenal women versus Manchester City. Of course, it is. Big game from the Joie Stadium. Is it going to bring us some joy? I'm just trying to find the right channel that it's on, actually. Does anybody know which channel it's on Sky? I've just found it. It's on main event. Best place for it to be, really. It is the main event, isn't it? Right, so let's get into it, shall we? So I suppose we want some team news, don't we? Because that is what we're all bothered about. I need to switch my plug in, or the laptop will run out. All right, so where are we then? So this is the team news. No, it isn't. That's not the team news, is it? That's the wrong team. Let me find the right team. Actually, did I not save that? I thought I'd saved it. That's the wrong team. We'll get rid of that one. Anyway, I've got the team news for you. For Arsenal, in goal it is Daphne Van Domselaar. There is one change at the back, but it isn't the change that we spoke about. It's Emily Fox. Lotta Woober-Moy comes in for Katie Reid. What on earth is that all about? Steph Catley and Katie McCabe. In midfield, Kim Little, Mariona Caldente and Vicky Palova comes in. That's a positive. And in the front three today, it is Olivia Smith, Caitlin Ford and Leslie Russo. So that leaves Manu Zinsberger, Katie Reid, Leah Cadena, Taylor Hines, Kyra Cooney-Cross, Frida Mann and Beth Mead, Chloe Kelly and Stina Blackstenius all on the bench. For Manchester City then, it is in goal, it is Ayaka Yasimuta. Their back four is Kirsten Kapaji, Jade Rose, Alex Greenwood and Leah Oshabi. In midfield, it is Laura Blinket-Brown, Yuri Hazagawa and Grace Clinton. And their front three is Aju Fajini, Bunny Shaw, and of course, someone we know very well, Viviana Miedemeier. On the bench then for Manchester City, it is Kiara Keating, Naomi Lazel, Laura Coombs, our old player Laura Veenreuter, Sydney Lohman, Iman Benji, Gracie Pryor, Cody Thomas, and Jenny. Now there is some silence here, which obviously be for the murders in Manchester this week. Of course, very, very sad occasion that was. So there's going to be a minute's silence for that right now. So there we go. Hopefully nonsense like this won't happen again. Rice, as we were saying, my friend Alan says, come on, you Gunners. Indeed, 110 volts. Don't think Mariona appreciates the Manchester weather. No, probably not. Colin says, come on, you Gunners. Both Chelsea and Man United dropped points. They did. Of course, that did finish in the draw last night. Colin also says, dropping Katie Reid, is that good? Well, I'm not sure it is good. I've got to be honest with you. She's been our best defender. Anyway, Nose says, come on, Arsenal, respect shown indeed. Michael says, come on, you Gunners. Why this lineup? Well, we're going to find out in a minute, aren't we? DMD says, good to look forward to Arsenal women games. Come on, you Gunners, indeed. DMD says, Hemp, Russo and Well, Hemp's not playing today. She's injured, of course, for Manchester City. They've still got a very good side. It's going to be Arsenal kickoff. We're attacking the goal to our left in this first half. WSL is back. Arsenal are back, of course, 2 draws in a row. We do need a victory ready today, don't we? to get ourselves right back in it, especially as Man United and Chelsea both drew last night of each other. Of course, they both dropped points. We've got a chance to claw back those 2 points we lost last week with that disappointing draw against Aston Villa. Anyway, Manchester City is in possession at the moment. The ball is back with the goalkeeper, Yashimuto, of course, the Japanese goalkeeper, who's done very well, hasn't she, for Manchester City. They have suffered one defeat already this season. Of course, it was against Chelsea on the opening weekend. We haven't lost yet, but those 2 draws, you're better off doing what Man City have done in a way, winning 3 and losing 1, rather than winning 2 and drawing 2 in terms of number of points. But obviously not losing games is good. And if we can keep this run going, the longer the better, really. But anyway, Man City have got a throw. The game hasn't really got any sort of rhythm yet. Of course, last season's game, if you remember, we were 2-0 up in about 5 minutes, wasn't we? And we ended up winning 4-3 in the end. Of course, really exciting game. But it's a different Arsenal team now. It's a different Manchester City team. And, this has been a tough run of fixtures, isn't it? And, of course, it's a big week. We played the Champions League game on Tuesday against Lyon at Meadow Park. That is going to be another really important game. But we have to try and get a result here today, don't we? I mean, a draw in the overall scheme of things wouldn't be a disaster. A draw away at Manchester City, one of our rivals at the top of the league, wouldn't be a bad result. But after the last 2 draws, we really can't afford to drop any more points, can we? And especially now, we've been given an opportunity to get back in it, haven't we? With the draw in last night's game. Manchester City are trying to come forward now, but they're playing inside their own half. And now they're trying to come forward over on that far side. That's a good switch of play, actually. And it is Shawi over on that far side trying to bring the ball forward for Manchester City. Arsenal got a good defensive shape. We've been fairly solid defensively, really, haven't we? We've conceded 3 goals in 4 games, which isn't disastrous by any means. And they've been 3 really poor goals to concede as well, haven't they? A couple of individual mistakes and a goal from a set piece, of course, last week against Aston Villa. And how crucial might those 2 points drop. But anyway, Arsenal coming forward now for the first time. Kim Little dinks the ball out to the far side. Olivia Smith looks up for the cross, plays a low ball into the box looking for Leslie Russo. It wasn't a good cross actually at all, but she's won the ball back just inside the penalty area. Comes back out, shot on the turn, but it's straight into the arms of the goalkeeper, Yashimoto there. And it was Mariona Caldente with the effort. Maybe she's going to be playing a little bit further forward today. It certainly seems so with Vicky Pelova sitting in, which is actually the midfield that I picked last night, didn't I? With Kim and Vicky sitting deeper, Mariona more in the number 10 position. We've won the ball high up the pitch here. Oh, Mariona couldn't quite get it into the path of Caitlin Ford. So it is a midfield I'm excited to see because it's a midfield I would have picked. Vicky Pelova now in possession finds Kim Little. Is this going to be a better blend in midfield? Let's hope so. Anyway, it's with Emily Fox over on that far side. Olivia Smith just stays deeper but gets the ball on that touchline, finds Emily Fox again, touches it back in, the cross whipped in towards the far post. Is it going to reach Caitlin Ford? Not quite. And Manchester City can get it away. And good play actually from Fujino there. They've got 3 Japanese players in their side today. Collins says Chloe Kelly on the bench, Leslie assisting and vice versa. Well, yeah. Michael says we do need a win today. The party is over. Yeah, the party will be over if we don't win today, because obviously the title will be looking dangerous already. I mean, let's say it's almost been a similar start to what we made last season. And then nearly an own goal. Is it going to be an own goal? Not quite there. It was a terrible back pass actually from Jade Rose, and the goalkeeper Yashimoto had to run back and clear it off her own goal line. That was a strange moment early in this game. 4 minutes on the clock. It's still, a mistake at the back by Manchester City. That's twice they've done that now. And Mariona pressed there, but good play in the end by Rose. She's had a shaky couple of moments there, hasn't she? The Canadian defender for Manchester City. Terrible back pass and then gave the ball straight to Mariona. Couldn't quite make the most of it there. Arsenal and Man City are keeping a lot of possession, but all inside their own defensive third. They can't get out. And Arsenal's shape is good. But Man City will try and come forward now. Alex Greenwood, the captain, plays the ball up this near side, a familiar figure. Now it's Fujino. Plays the ball back in field. And Manchester City now. This is their first real dangerous attack that they've managed to string together so far. The ball's going to Right, Essie's going to try a shot from distance. It's chipped in towards the box. It's a good ball for Gino on the volley. Oh, and she didn't get hold of that at all. And that was lucky escape there for Arsenal. Lovely ball chipped over the top into the box there. I think it was Grace Clinton with the ball. Lovely play there from Manchester City. And Fajini was onside, a left-footed, right foot on the volley there. And had she got hold of that, that could easily have been 1-0. I don't know what Katie McKay was caught out there completely. And Arsenal got away with one there. Thankfully, Fajino's miskicked her effort inside the penalty area. And Arsenal could easily be 1-0 down. But luckily, we got away with that one. Arsenal are playing out from the back. Vicky Palova. That's nice. Oh, but she's given the ball away. Although she's just won it back again. And then she's given it away again. Battle going on there inside the heart of this midfield battle there, and Arsenal now trying to come forward over on that far side. Really good play that is from Olivia Smith, finds Leslie Russo. Leslie Russo gets away over on that far side. She needs a bit of help, plays the ball in towards Caitlin Ford. It's come back here to Olivia Smith. Oh, referee, that's got to be a foul. How is that not a foul? Oh, she's give it now. Oh, has she? I think she just stopped the game because Olivia Smith's gone down with an injury. Surely that's a foul. What on earth how is that not a foul? That is the ridiculous, brilliant play from Leslie Russo there. She tried to find Caitlin Ford. In the end, the ball fell to Olivia Smith. How is that not a foul? How is that not a foul? She just knocked her over. I mean, Manchester City defender, it was Kasparov. She looks across at the referee with a guilty look on her face. And that was the most blatantest foul you've ever seen, right on the edge of the penalty area. And it wasn't given. I'm baffled by that. I mean, it's quite easy to get baffled by refereeing decisions anyway, but that one there is just crazy. It had to be a foul. It just had to be. Anyway, it's good defending there from Lotta Wuber-Moy, and that's a good ball actually out to that far side. Olivia Smith after with a great chance there. Leslie Russo's in the box. She's going to get there. Oh, good save that was there from the goalkeeper. Lovely play again from Arsenal, and brilliant play again from Olivia Smith. Leslie Russo made the run into the box. It's a lovely cross, actually. A little bit too close to the keeper it was. Maybe Leslie should have gone to the near post instead. Colin says, a school teacher official again. Probably it is. I mean, that was ridiculous. Jake says, there, ref coming at it. Well, of course it was a foul. It's the most blatant foul you've ever seen in your entire life. How that wasn't given, I do not know, mate. Bunny Shaw tries a shot from distance, but it was very optimistic and it was blocked. And the game suddenly opened up now, actually. Bit of action at both ends. Aggies with us say hello from Sweden. It's Storm Amy today. Well, we've had a bit of Storm Amy last night. It's a little bit calmer today. It's still windy, very windy. We went out and did a park run this morning and got blown around quite a lot, which was fun. And obviously the conditions are still windy here in Manchester for this game. It's going to be playing a factor in it, but so far it hasn't really spoiled the game. It's been a good watch. And Arsenal are playing quite well, but haven't quite managed to really test the goalkeeper enough yet. 8.5 minutes on the clock. Manchester City 0, Arsenal 0. This crucial game at the top end of the WSL. A win for Arsenal today would be a massive, massive statement, wouldn't it? Put us right back in that title race again, wouldn't it? Just be those 2 points behind Chelsea if we can win this game. And that would be a massive advantage, wouldn't it? Anyway, Man City trying to build some play out from the back again. But it goes all the way back to the goalkeeper. Yashimuto's done well with a long kick up that far side, but it's going to go straight out, is it? Oh, it wasn't. It was well kept in, actually. And now suddenly Manchester City have got in over on that far side. And Emily Fox has defended well there, actually, really well. Up against Grace Clinton. And now Arsenal can try and move the ball forward. Leslie Russo just knocks it down into the path of Kim Little. There's some space on this near side here for Caitlin Ford. Just plays the ball in field again to Kim Little. This is nice play from Arsenal. We've played some nice football in this game. Although a bit like that game at Manchester United a couple of weeks ago, we haven't created too much yet. Anyway, we are coming forward now. Caitlin Ford on this near side. I'm still baffled by that decision not to give a free kick a few moments ago. I just don't understand what happened there. Anyway, Steph Catley plays the ball square. Lots of Woober Moy inside the centre circle. Arsenal just pinging the ball around at the moment, trying to make some progress now. This near side, Arsenal's left. Caitlin Ford plays it on. This is good play again from Arsenal. Katie McCabe faced with Alex Greenwood, plays it back again to Caitlin Ford. Arsenal keeping possession well. Caitlin Ford's low cross to the edge of the box. It comes to Vicky Palova, gets it out to Mariona, but she can't quite get the ball round her feet and get it back. And Manchester City pick up possession again. And now they clear it away. But Arsenal are playing some nice stuff here. We just need to find the right blend in that final third and start creating some chances. Anyway, Caitlin Ford having a run at the Manchester City defence. She needs some help. Plays it back to Mariona now. It's with Katie McCabe. Back to Steph Catley. Arsenal looking sharp in these early stages here. 10 minutes or nearly 11 minutes played. Katie McCabe now on this near side. She's got Caitlin Ford ahead of her. This is nice play. Caitlin Ford pulls it back, but wasn't with enough accuracy there. And in the end, Man City cleared the ball away. They just can't keep possession, Manchester City, at the moment. Arsenal just knocking the ball around really well. Vicky Palova touches it out to Emily Fox over on that far side. The midfield seems to have a better blend to it today because they picked the midfield, I said last night. Now, Olivia Smith over on that far side drills it across from the byline. Maybe she should have gone down there. It looked like she was fouled inside the box there. She kept her feet well, but maybe she could have gone down. In the end, the cross went into the arms of the goalkeeper at the near post. Olivia Smith again is looking really, really dangerous. We need to get her on the ball again because she's causing a few problems to Manchester City. And in the back. Did that not go out? Obviously not. Virginia there missed that big chance for Manchester City. The only real chance that they've had in this game when she miskicked a volley. But Olivia Smith has been lively again. What a signing she is proving to be for Arsenal. Only one goal so far, but she's been entertaining. Really good player to watch, isn't she? And she's going to be a real big star. Anyway, Caitlin Ford now on this near side. Gets inside the penalty area. Caitlin Ford gets away from one challenge. Gets away from two. Oh, it would have been a great goal, but the shot ended up hitting Rose. And it's been cleared away by Manchester City. That was great play from Caitlin Ford there. She just kept going and kept going. Got past one challenge. Got past two. And then the shot, it was Alex Greenwood. Stuck out a leg. Deflected that shot away. That would have been a fantastic goal, wouldn't it? Michael says Olivia's pure class. She is absolutely pure class. There's no doubt about it. And she's certainly adding some real creativity to this team. Anyway, Arsenal now trying to build and attack. Vicky Palova inside the centre circle does well. I think she's good in that deeper position, Vicky, because she's so strong, wins the ball well. And I think that's her best position right there in that sort of number 6, if you like. Anyway, after coming forward again, it's a really good play from Emily Fox. She tried to find Kim Little, but it's Vivienne Amiedemire there back for Manchester City. And the goalkeeper clears it away. But it's all Arsenal at the moment. We need to get a goal, though, don't we? When you're on top in these games, you need to make it count. You need a goal because inevitably Manchester City will have a spell as well. And we can't afford to let them go in front. Lotta Woober Moy with that long switch to the far side. It's a good ball, actually. Olivia Smith is trying to get on the end of it. And she's kicked in the face. Is that not a free kick either? She just kicked her in the face. Twice now, Olivia Smith has been fouled, not given. Honestly, I don't know what's going on. That was right in front of the lineswoman as well over that far side. How that's not a foul, I do not know. That's 2 in a row now. And I don't know what the referee is doing in this game at all. It's a high foot. They've both gone for the ball. And she kicked her in the face. How is that not a foul? Actually, it was her arm in the face after she kicked her through. Still a foul either way, isn't it? She just put her arm right across her face like that. So Olivia Smith has certainly took a battering so far in this game. And neither time was it given as a foul. Anyway, Chloe Kelly is currently warming up as a precaution. Colin says officials anti-Arsenal. Well, that'd be a surprise, wouldn't it? When does that ever happen? But those two decisions there are baffling. Anyway, Beth Mead and Chloe Kelly are both warming up. Not quite sure how Chloe Kelly's not in this team. But anyway, you can't really grumble with Olivia Smith's inclusion or Caitlin Ford. They both had a good start to this season, and they're both playing well in this game, actually, justifying their selection. We've got a good squad, haven't we? And I suppose that's what it's all about. John says, no, just hope. Well, we'll see, won't we? If Man City start getting decisions there that we haven't got, then you'd have to question it, really, because they were 2 blatant fouls on Olivia Smith. She looks as though she's okay, which is the main thing. She just got a whack in the face there, in the jaw by the look of it. But she's going to come back on again, I would imagine. She seems to be smiling, or maybe that's just the injury to her jaw. Maybe she's going to have a permanent smile now for the rest of the game. But anyway, the game's restarted again. Olivia Smith is going to rejoin very shortly when the referee allows her to come back on, of course, having had treatment. Aggie says Stina and Frida playing. They're on the bench. They're both on the bench. So they'll come on, I'm sure, later. Anyway, Man City now coming forward. A rare attack for them in these opening 15, 16 minutes. A ball into the box looking for Bunny Shaw. It wasn't a great cross, actually. And Emily Fox will just let that run out for a throw to Arsenal. 16 minutes played here at the Joie Stadium. There hasn't been any joy for Arsenal so far, but we've played well. But playing well isn't always enough, is it? You have to get goals and win the games. That's what it's all about. And the last 2 weeks, we haven't managed to do that. Well, we're certainly playing better in this game than we did for most of last week's game against Aston Villa. Of course, really disappointing performance that was, and ended up with a draw. We are still unbeaten, of course, as Greg rightly pointed out yesterday on the show when we were getting a little bit down in the dumps about the recent results. And we are unbeaten, and it's good to still be unbeaten, but 4 points dropped already is too many. And, this is not going to be an easy game today. But we've started very positively, and that's what we wanted to see. We have wanted to see a positive start from Arsenal. We've gone behind in our first 2 games and came back in the last 2 games. We obviously 0-0 against Man United, and then we were 1-0 up against Aston Villa for most of that game. 110 volts says their first foul on Smith was a slam dunk. Well, I absolutely thought so. Yeah, I absolutely thought it was, but it wasn't even a free kick. Incredible. Anyway, Man City are now trying to come forward, but good defending there from Katie McCabe. It's a nice ball forward as well to Mariona Caldente. Seems to be getting a lot more influence now. She's playing further forward. Why it's taken 4 games of her playing in that deeper role for Renee to figure out actually that's not the best place for her to be playing, I do not know. And having Vicky Pelova in there, I think gives us the good balance, because she's such a strong player. She's such a good ball winner. And yes, she plays in a more advanced role for Holland, but I think this is her best position. I thought she had a fantastic season there for Arsenal 2 seasons ago. Of course, we can forget her performance in the cup final against Chelsea that day in Wolverhampton when she was absolutely brilliant. And I think that's her best position for us. I honestly do. And I'm delighted to see her there in this game alongside Kim Little, with Mariona push further forward. That's what we need. This is what we need. And it's given us more control in midfield in this game so far. But it's still 0-0. And Man City have probably had the clearest chance, haven't they, with that Fajuni volley, which she didn't get hold of at all, luckily for Arsenal. Anyway, Grace Clinton just conceded a free kick. So the referee saw that one, funnily enough, which wasn't anywhere near as blatant as the previous 2 free kicks on Olivia Smith. But anyway, we'll sort of take what we can get, I suppose. Anyway, it's a free kick to Arsenal over on that far side. It goes back to Daphne Van Domslo's in yellow. Arsenal, of course, in their home kit, red and white today. Man City in their light blue. We're just giving the ball away, though, and this could be dangerous. It's Virginia again on the edge of the box. Is she going to get the shot away? She does get the shot away, but she delayed it too long. Steph Catley came across with a block. It's going to be a corner, though, to Manchester City, the first corner of this game. It's taken nearly 20 minutes. It was Vivian Miedemar there, found Virginia on the edge of the box, and good defending there from Steph Catley, you have to say. Really good defending. But it has gone behind for a corner on this near side to Manchester City. Bunny Shaw's going to be a danger. And it looks like Caitlin Ford's marking her for some reason. Anyway, it is the first corner of the game. It's going to be Alec Greenwood with it, whipping this in with her left foot, and in swinger it'll be. Goes towards the far post. It is Bunny Shaw with the header, but she puts it wide. and she knows that was a good chance at the far post. She needed to maybe head it back across the goal, and again, we don't defend that particularly well, do we? In the end, it was Olivia Smith that was jumping. I mean, there's a big height difference there, isn't there, of about 4 inches. Why Olivia Smith is marking Bunny Shaw on a corner, I do not know. And Bunny Shaw did get the header away, but she couldn't direct it towards goal. And it's a goal kick to Arsenal. But yeah, again, we're not very good at defending set pieces, are we? I'm not quite sure what we're doing about that in training. This is nice play from Arsenal again. Vicky Plover and Caitlin Ford. That's a nice ball into midfield as well. And Mariona plays it back to Kim Little. This is nice from Arsenal. Emily Fox now driving forward over on that far side. And it's found Olivia Smith again. Lovely play from Olivia Smith. Plays it into Vicky Plover on the edge of the box. Can she get the shot away? Plays it out wide instead. This is really nice play. The cross is over, hit. And Caitlin Ford and Leslie Russo are in there. That was Mariona Caldente over on that far side. But that was lovely play from Arsenal again. We've put together some lovely moves in this first half. Just when it comes into the final third, it's just not quite happening again, is it? We're not quite putting the right ball in. But that was lovely play. We really switched it well from left to right. Eventually, the ball came out there to Olivia Smith. And then it was played in to Vicky Plover. And she found Mariona over on that far side. That's a disappointing cross, actually, because that's a really good opportunity to get a decent ball in. There was Leslie Russo and Caitlin Ford both inside the penalty area. And the cross drifted away for a goal kick. But it was good play in the build-up to that move again, though, from Arsenal. We're knocking the ball around well. But Mariona, it's not quite happening for, is it, this season so far, for whatever reason. I do think playing in this more advanced role is much, much more suitable to her. And I do think she's going to grow into this game and this season. Wayne says we should get the men's set piece coach to help the women. Well, certainly to defend corners, we do, yeah. But, yeah, I'm not quite sure what we're doing in that part of the game because, yeah, we've not been brilliant, have we, defending balls into the box. And we did get away with that one there with Bunny Shaw's header. It's a throw to Manchester City over on the far side. Coming up to the midway point in this first half. It's been all Arsenal, really. But very, very few chances. And Man City have probably had the 2 best chances, haven't they, really? With Fajuni's volley, which he miskicked inside the penalty area. And then that header from Bunny Shaw. And Arsenal, for all their great play, not creating too much, and that's been an issue in the last 2 games as well, hasn't it? We can't complain about the number of goals that we've scored under Renee, over 100. Anyway, just giving the ball away to Vivian Miedemar. Tries a shot from outside the box, but she didn't get hold of that at all. And she seems to be a bit more curly now, doesn't it? I don't know what she's done to her hair. Anyway, you can always tell it's Vivian Miedemar because she wears gloves, as we know that she always did when she played for Arsenal. Anyway, it's 0-0 still. We are midway through this first half, and it's been a good performance from Arsenal without really creating too much in terms of goal-scoring opportunities. But let's hope that when they do come along, we take... nearly a mistake at the back from Daphne there, closed down by Bunny Shaw, and luckily the ball's bounced clear and Steph Catley can clear it away. But again, we've given it away on this near side. This isn't good play from Arsenal at all. Playing it around from the back. Why do we keep doing that? I don't know. It just seems crazy. Anyway, we've managed to win the ball back again, but Man City picked it up. And, they've got some good players, Man City. And we can't afford to make too many mistakes. Anyway, Jade Rose, who looks a bit dodgy at the back for Man City. We need to maybe start attacking her a bit more. Alex Greenwood pings it out to that far side. And City now looking to build an attack. Grace Clinton switches the ball, or to try to switch it to this near side. It's well cut out actually by Caitlin Ford, who does really well, but there was no one ahead of her. And it was easy there for Rose that time. And now it's Man City's turn to have a little bit of possession. We knew they'd have some possession. Of course we did. Every team in a game will have spells. Anyway, that's a long ball over the top. Bunny Shaw's in behind. Good defending over from Arsenal, getting back quickly. Bunny Shaw on the edge of the penalty area. She manages to get the ball to Fujino on this near side. Chips the ball towards the far post. Headed out well there by Emily Fox it was. And Emily Fox has got the ball again. But Man City there looking dangerous. Bunny Shaw just on the edge of the penalty area. Held the ball up well. But Arsenal managed to get bodies back behind the ball. And we've just been forced into conceding a corner again by trying to play it out from the back. Didn't really work, did it? And in the end, Emily Fox has put it behind under pressure. And it's another corner to Manchester City. We didn't defend the first one particularly well. This one's over on that far side, the left. We need to defend this one better. Don't stick Olivia Smith on Bunny Shaw. Anyway, Jade Rose is coming up for this. She's quite tall as well. Obviously, we know Bunny Shaw's power and height is always dangerous from these situations. Seems to be breathing quite heavily, Bunny Shaw. Anyway, the ball is going to be played in over on that far side. It's whipped in towards the edge of the 6-yard box and definitely under pressure. Surely that's a foul as well. I mean, she did well in the end, actually, definitely, to manage to scoop that over the crossbar. In fact, onto the top of the crossbar it was. She actually did really well there, Daphne. Surely she was fouled. There was 2 Manchester City players round her there. Actually, looking at the replay, I'm not sure if she was fouled, but she did really well anyway under pressure. It should be another corner then, is it? Or is it given as a free kick? Goalkeepers are quite overprotected, you have to say. In fact, it's a goal kick it's been given. I mean, if anything, it should have been a free kick or a corner. A goal kick was the one thing it wasn't, because it looked as though Daphne did punch that ball over her own crossbar. Potentially, you could say it was a foul on her anyway. Arsenal will take the set piece in any case. Mariona now slightly deeper, plays the ball out to that far side. Emily Fox brings it forward. It's a good ball in actually towards Leslie Russo. I just didn't quite have enough bend on it. It rolled into the arms of the goalkeeper instead. And again, Arsenal's final ball just isn't quite good enough, is it? It's just not quite good enough. So far, 26 and a half minutes on the clock. Manchester City 0, Arsenal 0. But it is a good Arsenal performance. You have to say it is a good Arsenal performance so far. Collins says, who is the ref? I don't know actually who the ref is. We can find out though, can't we? Let's have a look. Who's the ref? Let's have a look if it tells us who the ref is. The ref is Melissa Bergin. Never heard of her. And we don't want to see her again, do we? Because she's just not very good. Anyway, Arsenal's given a ball away, and this isn't good either. Man City now coming forward on this near side. Fujini inside the box. Can she get a cross in? Katie McCabe tries to hold her up. The cross is dinked towards the far post. It's a header. It's a post. Comes back out, and the shot's blocked on a second attempt into the side netting. And Arsenal got away with one there. It was a good cross actually from this near side from Fujino. Katie McCabe couldn't stop the cross. It was a really good cross, and I think it's Viviana Miedemar hits the post at the far post there with a header. Or was it Daphne saved it maybe? And then the follow-up from Grace Clinton's deflected wide, and Arsenal just about to get away with that. Oh, it was a great save from Daphne van Domslaar. The 2 Dutch internationals there, and the heart of that action, it was Viv's header, and a great save that was from Daphne. And in the end, Grace Clinton's follow-up is deflected behind. Good defending that was from Arsenal, but it's another corner over on that far side. And Arsenal struggled in the 2 corners that Man City have produced so far. This one's whipped in towards the near post. In fact, that's a terrible corner. It's gone into the side net. It's going to be a goal kick. And that was Hazagawa there with that. Joe says sloppy play out from the back. Yeah, it was very sloppy play out from the back. And we've done that a couple of times already in this game. 2 or 3 times we're doing it. Joe says, anyway, only just joined. Have they played? Actually, not bad. I think we're playing okay. In 2/3 of the pitch, it gets into the final third, and the final ball's not there. We haven't really created anything yet, but we've played some really nice football. In the defensive third and through midfield. The midfield looks much better balanced in this game. But we're still creating very, very few chances. And we're trying to come forward now. Vicky Palova looking to get on the end of that. She does well. Now she's got the ball back. Vicky Palova. Can she thread it through to Caitlin Ford? She does. Caitlin Ford inside the box. Oh, it's a good save by the goalkeeper. In fact, it was given as offside. I think Vicky Palova maybe held that ball up a little bit too long before playing a pass through. An earlier pass would have been the better option there. Really nice link-up play again, though. Play it then. And then she played it too late. And in the end, it was a decent save, actually, by the goalkeeper. But that pass should have come earlier. She had 2 or 3 opportunities to thread that ball through there, Vicky Palova. Caitlin Ford would then have been onside. But the flag was up and the pass was delayed just a little bit too long. and an opportunity went begging. It wouldn't have counted had it gone in, but at least we've had a shot at goal. And it was a decent save from Yashimoto there, the goalkeeper for Manchester City. And yes, unfortunately there, the pass was just too late there from Vicky, but it was great play again in midfield. It's just in the final third where it's just not quite clicking, is it? It hasn't clicked in the last 2 games. It's not clicking today so far. You know, Man City now. Bunny Shaw's in behind over on that far side. Daphne's well out of her box. That's a great piece of goalkeeping there from Daphne Van Domselaar. Bunny Shaw looked as though she was going to be in behind that Arsenal defence. Very high line we played. She wasn't offside, but Daphne's come out quickly, got there first, and has put it out for a throw. And that was really good play there from Daphne Van Domselaar. She had a good start to this game. Made, of course, a terrible mistake in the game against West Ham recently. Conceded an own goal, of course. Some really sloppy play, but she's been really, really good at the start of this game today. And also coming forward again. This is good play again. A nice ball this time from Vicky Plover. Tried to find Caitlin Ford again, and she just tried to knock it into the path of Leslie Russo. And in the end, it was cleared away, and the ball's going to fall back into the arms there of the Manchester City goalkeeper. You have to say, a lot of Woburn Moyes had a good start to this game as well. A little bit disappointed Katie Reid was the one left out because she's been playing so well. But you have to say, a lot has come in today and looked really, really strong and solid in the opening half an hour here at the Joie Stadium. Manchester City 0, Arsenal 0 in a crucial game. Last night, of course, Manchester United and Chelsea drew 1-1, which is a great result for us if we win this game. It's a great result for Manchester City if they win this game as well. So, you know, that's what it's about, isn't it? It's all about what happens in this game. Last night's result is good, but depending on the result of this game, how good it's going to be. Oh, and a mistake at the back almost again from Daphne, but she gets away with it, and Arsenal get away with it. Caitlin Ford now picks the ball up. Oh, this is nice. Katie McCabe now has got some space on this near side to charge into, bringing the ball forward. She's got some options on the edge of the box. It's Vicky Plover, sorry. She's going to get it back again. Katie McCabe plays it back now to Mariona. In fact, Mariona leaves it for Caitlin Ford. And Arsenal didn't really make the most of that, did they? Anyway, Mariona now in possession on this near side, chips it in towards Caitlin Ford. Done well again. Caitlin Ford almost gets the wrong side of Virginia. There's defended well. The Man City now again trying to play it out from the back. Arsenal pressing high. There's a long ball forward. Again, it's won there by Steph Catley. She started this game well. In fact, Arsenal looked really good defensively for most of the game. Anyway, Katie McCabe manages to get the ball to Caitlin Ford. Now it's back with Mariona on this near side. Gets the ball back off Katie McCabe. Here's a big moment coming for Arsenal. Lotta Woburn Moy inside the centre circle. Just touches it off there to Kim Little. Plays it square here to Steph Catley. Arsenal keeping possession well. Katie McCabe now finds Steph Catley again on the overlap. Joe says too much faffing. Well, it's possession, isn't it? At the moment, we're trying to work on opening. Steph Catley a little bit of space, plays it back to Katie McCabe. I'm not too disappointed with this at the minute because we Man City are quite well organised. We need to suck them in, find the right moment to make that killer pass. And Kim Little there makes a good pass over on that far side. Olivia Smith's ball across the box. Oh, no one in there to finish it off. It's going to fall out to Caitlin Ford on this near side. She's going to look up to cross it again towards Alessi Russo. Oh, it was poor defending actually at the far post, and Arsenal get a corner. That was lovely play again by Olivia Smith. And Arsenal again worked that really well. That was Kim Little there with the ball in behind. And just try to, again, see, no one's making a run to the near post. Leslie Russo wasn't urgent enough with her run to the near post. That's where you need to go. That's where Stina would make that run. That's where you miss Stina in moments like this. It's our first corner of the game over on that far side. Can we make the most of this? And I think that's because Leslie Russo is a great player, but she's not a natural goal scorer. So she doesn't make those natural runs into the right places where she needs to be. And that's what we lack when Stina doesn't play. Anyway, it's a corner over on that far side. It's going to be whipped in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Bunny Shaw heads it away. In fact, the referee's given a free kick to Manchester City. And it's Steph Catley, I think, has gone down inside the 6-yard box. Not quite sure what happened there, but apparently it's a free kick to Manchester City. So there you go. Not quite sure what happened there. What on earth is that for? Baffling again. Anyway, Joe says, I think it's going to be a tight match. One of those awful games where a sneaky 1-goal takes the point. You might be right. It hasn't been a bad game, actually. I think there's been some nice football played. Joe said, I really dislike hanging corners, prefer whip the ball in. Yeah, it's more easier to defend if it's just like a lofted ball in, isn't it? If you whip it in with pace, it's much more difficult. Anyway, Man City now coming forward with Firmino on this near side. Oh, that's a good tackle there from Katie McCabe. Actually, she managed to keep the ball. And then that's a good overlap as well. Cross comes in. Bunny Shaw with a header. And Manchester City have scored almost out of nothing. And that's what the difference is, having a proper centre forward on the pitch. You put a ball into the box, and it ends up in the back of the net. And that is where Arsenal are not. We haven't been able to do that the last 3 games now. That was a good goal for Manchester City. You have to say it was an overlap. Firmino started it. It was a good ball. I think it was Kasperji with the cross, and Bunny Shaw in the right place where your striker needs to be. And it was a good counter attack there from Manchester City. It looked like Kate McCabe would won the ball first, but then look what Caitlin Ford fell asleep. We fell asleep when a cross came in, but that's what you do. You see, you've got the centre forward with a goal-scoring instinct, makes the movement, the right movement, gets on the end of it. It's a good header across Daphne Van Domselaar. There's no chance for the goalkeeper there. Arsenal a little bit too weak defensively. Caitlin Ford switched off. Emily Fox switched off. And the ball ends up in the back of the net, and Bunny Shaw takes her opportunity. That's a really good header, actually. And Man City lead. And you have to say, against the run of play, really, for how this game's gone so far, Arsenal have had more of the ball, more of the possession, but it's goals that count, it's goals that win games, and Man City have got one there. Direct play, crossing to the box, poor defending from Arsenal, weak actually, and Manchester City have taken full advantage. And Bunny Shaw has herself another goal. Not often she scores against Arsenal, but she's done it today. And Katie McCabe's just been fouled by Vivianne Miedemar. And the referee's actually given a foul this time as well, unusually. Anyway, it was nice play actually from Katie McCabe. A lovely little step over, and then Viv left her foot in there. I'm sure Katie will seek revenge for that a little bit later. John makes a very good point, actually. We always play better when we go 1-0 down. That is very true. And this is the 3rd time in 5 games in the WSL this season we've gone 1-0 down in the first half. And on the previous 2 occasions, we've come back to win quite comfortably. So hopefully that's a good sign. And we did say that, didn't we, on the show last night, that the Aston Villa game, we took the lead early on, and it was almost like we didn't know what to do, how to deal with that being in front. So maybe being behind, I mean, we never want to be behind, but if it wakes us up a bit. Anyway, Bunny Shaw's in behind again. Is this going to be 2-0? She's round the goalkeeper, cleared off the line. Was that Lotte Ruben Moy? And she was offside anyway. But wow, we got away with that one, didn't we? It was Viv Miedemar's ball, and Bunny Shaw was just offside. That was a tight one, but it was offside. And she rounded the goalkeeper there. But it was good defending, actually. Lotte Ruben Moy got it off the line. But it wouldn't have counted anyway because Bunny Shaw was offside. LG says Bunny Shaw never scores against us. Well, I think we said last night she had scored 2 against us. Now it's 3. But it's when you think of how many games she's played against, it's not that many, is it? Joe says I don't get the Chloe. She's got goals and created goals. Well, yeah, I know. But then I suppose it's good to have options on the bench, isn't it? There can game changers on the bench. You know, we've got Chloe Kelly on the bench, Bev, Frida Marnham, Stina Blackstenius. You know, we've got game changers on the bench, and sometimes you need that. LG says we need a Frida in this game. Yeah, I agree. I think we need Frida and Stina. We could be 2-0 down here. It's a clear chance on goal. It's going to be Bunny Shaw again. And she cuts inside. It's going to be 2-0. In fact, it isn't 2-0. It is now. It's not Bunny Shaw with the goal. In fact, it's offside. It's not going to count. And I think the fact that Casper put it into the net when she should have left it to Bunny Shaw, it would have been 2-0. And we've got away with one there. I don't think it was Bunny Shaw that was offside. Again, Arsenal's defence caught out there. Or in fact, maybe it was offside in the first place off Casper there. Maybe she was offside originally. I mean, actually, Bunny Shaw wasn't offside there. She did really well. And, well, she is offside in the second time anyway. It does come off Steph Catley, but she was already offside before that. And we've got away with one now. Is that going to be a game changer in this game? Because 2-0 down would be very difficult to come back from. Wayne says, I'm not sure dropping Katie Reid was the right decision. No, unless there's an injury, I'm surprised by that. Matty says, hi everyone, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. And Arsenal, after a really bright start to this game, are now losing our way a little bit. We're getting overrun, and we've just conceded a free kick. And quite fortunately, we could easily be 2-0 down, and luckily we're not. Anyway, let's see. It is a free kick to Manchester City, and we did get away with that there. And it's all Man City at the moment. We're into the last 4 minutes of the first half. The last thing we want to do is concede another goal before half time. We need to get hold of the ball. That's a poor ball forward as well. But Olivia Smith made something of it. Brilliant play from Olivia Smith over on that far side. And Mariona Caldente's made a great run into the box. Olivia Smith's going to go herself around the outside. Why did she do that, though? That wasn't a great decision. And the ball's gone behind. And it's going to be a goal kick. It was Viv Miedema there with a good defensive work. She made the wrong choice there, Olivia Smith. She did really well, actually, initially. Showed great pace. In the end, though, when she got to the edge of the penalty area, she made the wrong option there. She took the wrong choice. And in the end, Manchester City cleared it up. We've got Riley with us here, my friend. Says, hi, Rich, how you doing? I think your manager's had a bit of a mare with the team selection today. Well, I kind of agree with you to a certain point. Yes, it does seem strange, but we've got some good game changers on the bench. Let's hope that they're going to have to change the game because we're losing, quite honestly. So we need the game changers to come off the bench and in the second half and maybe make something happen. Because although we've played pretty well, certainly for 30 minutes, we certainly haven't created anywhere near enough chances. The final ball's not been good enough again. And, yeah, we've just been under the cosh a bit for the last 10 minutes or so. Anyway, we are in possession over on that far side. Leslie Russo does well. Runs into a bit of trouble, but does well, actually. Vicky Plover plays it forward. Mariona on the edge of the box. It's Olivia Smith over on that far side. Ball played in. Again, there's no one in the box. Leslie Russo is further out. She should be getting in herself in the box. We've got no proper striker on the pitch. Anyway, across to the far post is too high. That's 3 or 4 great balls Olivia Smith put in. Nobody's there because no one is a proper centre forward in this team. And that's been the difference in this first half. Man City have got a proper centre forward. She scored a goal. And Arsenal have put the ball into the net, into the box, on 2 or 3 occasions. There's no one there because no one's making the right run. Anyway, they're just showing a goal again. It's clearly offside, isn't it? I mean, it was poor defending from Arsenal. We got away with it. In fact, definitely made a good save just before that, in actual fact. Anyway, a shot comes in from distance there from Caitlin Ford, but it's a comfortable save. Aggie says Mariona needs to step up. She does. I think a few players need to step up. Matty says incredibly sloppy from Arsenal. I can't understand Palova's role in this team. The midfield needed Marnham and KCC. Riley says dropping both Reid and Marnham was a very strange decision. Yeah, certainly dropping Katie Reid was a strange decision. Although, to be fair, Lotta Wilbermoy has done okay in this game. And she has done pretty well against Bunny Shaw before as well. But Bunny Shaw's got the goal. So obviously she hasn't done so well in this particular game in that sense. But anyway, we're into the last minute of the first half. And I think Arsenal just need half time to come and just to regroup, really, because, yeah, it's we've lost our way in this game after a pretty good start. And that's the trouble, you see. I did say before, when you're on top, you have to take advantage of it. You have to get yourself a goal. You have to get in front, especially when you're playing against the top teams, because they don't need many chances, do they? One chance they score and suddenly the game is 10 times more difficult. And unfortunately, that's what's happened. That is what's happened in this game. we didn't make the most of our good play earlier on. We didn't create enough chances. We didn't score a goal, and now we're 1-0 down. But anyway, let's. There's still, there's still enough time in this game for us to turn it around and come back into it. We know we've got goals in this team, but we're just not creating chances at the minute, are we? Like, this will be 3 games in a row now, or 2.5 games. We've only played about half of this game. Arsenal just lost the ball in midfield, and Grace Clinton wins it, and suddenly Man City on the counter-attack again. Is going to be 3 minutes of stoppage time. Firmino on the edge of the box, cuts inside and fires over the crossbar. And again, not good play from Arsenal. When we're losing the ball, we are getting ripped open, aren't we? We lost the ball again in midfield. It was Grace Clinton. Again, it's Firmino. He's had a great game, actually, again for Manchester City. Cut inside. It wasn't a great shot, to be fair. But anyway, again, it's poor defending from Arsenal. And actually, it wasn't a bad effort. It was always rising over the bar, though, wasn't it? And it's a goal kick. We've played nearly a minute of the 3 of stoppage time. It's looking as though Arsenal are going to go in at half-time 1-0 down for the first time this season. Unbeaten, of course, so far. Arsenal winning. Mariona chips that ball over to the far side. Olivia Smith, can we get level just before the break? What a good time it would be to score. Olivia Smith plays it back inside. Again, that wasn't really the right ball to Emily Fox. She just put it into the box that time. Actually, Lissy Russo that time did make the run. The ball didn't come in, though, did it? And Man City managed to clear it away, and Bunny Shaw tries to start a counter-attack, but that's a poor ball. And Caitlin Ford will just let that run behind for a throw to Arsenal. And Bunny Shaw's gone down injured over on that far side as well. Into the last minute and a half of stoppage time at the end of this first half. There's going to be a little bit more stoppage time now. She actually kicked Lotta Woober-Moy's leg as she played that ball. That's what's caused the injury to Bunny Shaw. She's still on the ground, actually, and the medical team come on. So there's going to be a bit more stoppage time now at the end of this first half. Can Arsenal find a way back? They're just showing a goal again. Kate McKay won the ball, and then she lost the ball, and then we were just too weak, and Caitlin Ford switched off. Everybody switched off, and Bunny Shaw scores, and that's what you can't afford to do. You cannot afford to do that at this level, I'm afraid. You can't switch off like that. One good cross, and it's a goal. Very, very disappointing. Anyway, Bunny Shaw, the goal scorer, is still getting some treatment. So we're going to get another couple of minutes of stoppage time at the end of this first half, which started well for Arsenal. We looked good without creating too much, but then the goal has really changed the game. And Man City have been a much better team since they scored. And we just really need to hang on till half-time and regroup and maybe make a substitution or two. Not that Renee tends to make substitutions at half-time very often, does she? It is a throw to Arsenal. Kate McKay throws it back to Steph Catley. Maybe we'll get one more chance before half-time. Who knows? Emily Fox over on that far side. Bunny Shaw has still not been allowed to come back on. So Man City currently down to 10. Maybe this is an opportunity for us to try and make the most of it. Just for half-time, Steph Catley finds Vicky Palova. Plays it back to Katie McCabe. Square to Lotta Woober-Moy inside the centre circle. Bunny Shaw is now back on over on the far side. Lotta Woober-Moy gets the ball out there to Emily Fox. Now it's Mariona Caldente back to Emily Fox. Again, that's a poor ball from Mariona. I want to see the Mariona from last season again. That's the Mariona I want to see, not this one. Pale shadow of the player that lightened up the WSL last season. WSL player of the season, of course. For a team that didn't win the league, that shows what a great season she had, although we did, of course, win another trophy, which I can't remember what that was now. Anyway, the return of the Champions League on Tuesday night. Arsenal versus Lyon. Anyway, Lissy Russo in a very wide area on this near side. We're still playing in this first half because that injury to Bunny Shaw has added on some more stoppage time. And Arsenal maybe with one more chance. Kim Little on this near side. Man City are defending well, making it difficult. In fact, there goes the half-time whistle, and it is Bunny Shaw's goal separates the teams. Arsenal started the game really well, I thought. I thought we were passing it well. Midfield looked a lot better balanced. But we didn't really create any chances, did we, to be honest? And, you know, Man City had 2 good chances before they scored. Firmino volleyed or kicked a volley inside the penalty area. Bunny Shaw put a header wide. But when the third opportunity came, they did take it. It was poor defending from Arsenal. It was Kasper's cross from the near side. Caitlin Ford switched off, and Bunny Shaw reacted quickly as a goal-scoring centre-forward does and headed the ball into the net. And Arsenal haven't really responded particularly well to that goal. Man City did have the ball in the net a second time. It was Kasper got forward. She was offside. In fact, I think she might have been offside twice in the move. And the goal was rightly disallowed. But we got away with it a little bit because it was poor defending. And, yeah, in the end, it's half-time. Man City 1, Arsenal 0. And you'd have to say that's probably about right. It's certainly in terms of chances created, Man City have certainly created more chances, better chances. And we've not really done enough, have we? So, yeah, improvements needed in the second half, maybe some changes needed in the second half, or we are heading for a very, very damaging victory, very damaging defeat, that would leave the title really hanging by a thread already this early in the season. That's how crucial this second half is going to be for Arsenal and for Renee. We can't afford it to be out of the title race in early October for the second season in a row. It's just not acceptable. So big 45 minutes coming up for Arsenal. We need to do better than we did in that first half. Absolutely, we do. So let's see what we can manage in the second half, shall we? So stay with me. We'll be back for the second half. Needs to be better, doesn't it? It does need to be better. So yeah, stay with us and join me soon. well, there we go. Start of the second half, and this is what has just happened, everybody. Mariona Caldente with the equaliser. Good move. Get her further forward, and that is what she can do. Fires it into the top corner. 1 minute of the second half played. Manchester City won, Arsenal won, and Caldente. Oh, geez, that was class, Mariona. That's the Mariona we wanted to see. That is the Mariona we wanted to see. And we have got ourselves level in this game. And that is what we needed at the start of this second half. We've now got a free kick midway inside the Man City half as well. Man City head that away. Kate McCabe over on that far side. Now it's an opportunity here to see Russo inside the box. Oh, she couldn't quite get a shot away. It took too long. What a start to the second half from Arsenal, though. Funny sure just got injured again. Yes, Joe, I am. It's not for women. And I can say that, and I don't care what anyone else said. There was a comment earlier that was made while the half-time was on from LG. It says, Pullover out very weak. I disagree with that, but anyway, you're entitled to say that. That's fine. I like this next bit, though. We are European champions now. Woburn, Moy and Catley as our centre-backs. Unacceptable. Yeah, you see, I kind of agree with that. Now, Steph Catley's a great player. I love Steph Catley, right? Should she be playing centre-back and European champions? No. Lotta Woburn, Moy, we love Lotta. To be fair, Leah Williamson's injured. And Leah Williamson is the best centre-back in the world. And obviously she would be playing if she was fit. And when she's fit, she will be playing. But I kind of agree with you. For European champions, that doesn't seem like the best central defensive partnership that there can be. Not that that's necessarily been the problem today, really. I mean, the defensive mistakes for that goal from Manchester City was actually from Caitlin Ford and Emily Fox. Really, they made the two crucial mistakes that cost the goal. But I kind of get your point. I do kind of agree that yes, maybe that is something we need to look at going forward. But anyway, it's been a bright start to the second half. This Man City haven't managed to get out of their own half of the pitch yet, and Arsenal coming forward again. Oh, that wasn't a great ball there, was it? I thought we just won it back on the edge of the penalty. And Man City have been really sloppy here. Arsenal have pressed a lot more aggressively since the start of the second half. We've got a goal, and we're now looking to try it to get another one. Much better this from Arsenal. And that's all it took, didn't it? A few words of wisdom from Renee at half time. And suddenly we look like a proper team again. No substitutions at half time. And I do think that's kind of important to see that she stuck with the team, just obviously said a few words clearly, wants us to be more aggressive in the press. That's what's happened. And sometimes, while it's great making substitutions that can make a difference to the game, and that's great to have, but sometimes you just need to tweak what you've got on the pitch and just show what a great coach you are. That's good coaching, isn't it? You know, changing players and bringing different players on is easy. We can all do that, sitting here. Let's make some substitutions. That's easy. What's more difficult is changing what's gone on already, improving it without actually making any substitutions. And you've got to say Renee has done this before and done it well, and she's just doing it again in this game. I know it's still early on in this second half, but we've started much more brightly. We've got ourselves a goal, and we've started like we did in the first half. But we need to make the most of it. We need to keep this pressure on. And I hope that Renee doesn't go back into last week's mode and start settling for what we've got, rather than going on and trying to make sure that we actually win this game. Because a draw would be okay, but not great. And a win would be fantastic. Anyway, Lotta Woober-Moy does well again against Bunny Shaw. Sorry, that was Emily Fox. Not quite sure how I confuse them there, because they don't look very similar at all, do they? Anyway, John says, just got back 1-1, so we do play better from 1-0 down. Well, clearly we do, yeah. But having said that, I mean, you know, you can't, if you're 1-0 down, you have to get it back to 1-1, don't you, if you're going to go on and win the game. I mean, we didn't play particularly well after going 1-0 down before half-time, did we? But we've come out the second half much more aggressively, and it's made a difference. We've got the goal, and we've looked the much better team. And let's see if we can push this advantage home here. Let's see Russo over on that far side. Caitlin falls off on a great run ahead of her, but she didn't break the pass. Now Vicky Palova's filled that space. Let's see Russo gets it back again over on this far side, plays it back. Now it's in with Kim Little. Steph Catley plays it out that far side, looking for Katie McCabe right over on that far touchline. Katie McCabe keeps it in. Plays it back. It wasn't a great ball, actually, but Arsenal are going to keep possession. Vicky Palova finds Emily Fox, touches it back to Lotta Woober-Moy. And now it goes back to Daphne Van Domselaar. Chips it up this near side. Great touch from Mariona. Hopefully that's going to bring her some confidence back, that goal. That's a lovely ball, actually. If Emily Fox can keep this in, she can't quite keep it in. But that's what we want to see from Mariona, don't we? She has had a quiet season. She's been playing a lot deeper. Not really best position in the team. I've said this before. She's played slightly further forward today. And what happens? She scores a goal. Come on, Renee. We told you this weeks ago, mate. Anyway, Arsenal have started really well in the second half. They just showed the action areas, and it's been mostly in the Manchester City final third. But again, like the first half, we need to really press this advantage home, because as happened in the first half, Man City will have a spell in this second half. Of course they will. They'll create some chances, and we know they've got players who can score goals. That's why it's so important that when you're on top, you've got to make the most of it. You've got to get yourselves in front. And then it changes the whole complexion of the game, doesn't it, once you do that? Anyway, Man City now are in possession. But that's a poor ball forward from Grace Clinton, and it rolls straight into the arms of Daphne. Sorry, it's Hasegawa, into the arms of Daphne Van Domselaar. And Arsenal can build again from the back. I think maybe Lotta Woober-Moy was in the team today. I think, first of all, because she's done well against Bunny Shaw previously. Two, I think her long passes forward helped her build attacks that we've maybe lacking in the recent games. You know, Katie Reid's a great player, but maybe that's not her strength, is it? She's got other attributes. And maybe Lotta Woober-Moy's long range of passing and a good record against Bunny Shaw may well be what swung it. And sometimes as a coach, you've got to look at it and think, let's pick a team for the game that we're playing. Pick a team for the opposition that we're playing. And I think maybe that's what Renee's done today. And I know she's took a bit of criticism in the chat from you guys. I was a bit surprised by some of the selections, I've got to be honest. But maybe there was a plan behind it. Maybe there's a reason behind it. And sometimes that's the sign of a good coach, isn't it? When you pick a side and you pick a tactical shape of the team to outplay the opposition. Anyway, Olivia Smith's in here, is she? No, she's not, because the ball runs through into the arms of the goalkeeper. But yeah, and maybe that's what Renee's done today. Maybe we're all a little bit harsh to jump on the fact that we were surprised by some of the selections. And overall, I think we're doing okay anyway. Leslie Russo now picks up the ball, finds Kim Little, and Arsenal looking to try and get ourselves in front from what was looking like a very bad position at half time. 1-0 down. Could have been 2-0 down. And now it's 1-1. And suddenly things are looking a bit brighter again. But this is a game we really, really have to win. And while having been 1-0 down, I don't suppose a draw wouldn't be the end of the world in the overall scheme of things. But when you take the last couple of results into account, is it enough? Anyway, Olivia Smith, that's a nice ball into Leslie Russo, tries to turn inside the penalty area, gets the shot away, but she couldn't get her foot wrapped right around it. It's gone behind. It is going to be a goal kick to Manchester City. But again, Olivia Smith creating an opportunity again. And that is why she's in the team. Certainly, we've got no complaints about her playing today. She's been very bright. Anyway, Man City are making their first substitution today in this game as they try to find a way to restore that lead. But ball played up to Bunny Shaw. She won the header, but there was nobody near her. And Arsenal tied it up pretty well without too many problems. Steph Catley pops it into midfield to Vicky Palova. Now it's out. It's near side to Lotta Wubben-Moy. That's a nice ball forward as well. This is nice play. Olivia Smith got clear on this near side. Leslie Russo's in the box. Olivia Smith, can she put the ball back? Oh, that's a terrible cross. That is a terrible cross, and she knows it as well. Such a good move from Arsenal again. Olivia Smith made the run. Ball touched through by Emily Fox. Olivia Smith was in there. She had two options. She had Caitlin Ford coming in at the far post towards the penalty spot, and you had Leslie Russo in the box, and she just couldn't find either of them. That was really, really poor, actually. Anyway, Man City substitution. Grace Clinton's going off. She doesn't look especially happy to be taken off. Not even an hour played. And Manchester City have made their first change of this game. And it is an attacking change as well. As they try to get themselves back in front. But Arsenal there, that was a big opportunity, really, wasn't it, to get a better cross in. And we could have gone 2-1 up there quite easily with a better cross. Just a little pullback towards the penalty spot where Caitlin Ford was coming in and Man City just giving the ball away. Oh, and Emily Fox couldn't quite make the most of that. And our pressing has been really aggressive in this second half. But suddenly Man City now with a counter-attack on here. Bunny Shaw on this near side towards the edge of the Arsenal penalty. Cuts in field. She's held up briefly. She manages to find Viv Miedemar. She pushes out to the far side. Is this going to be a chance for Man City? It goes into the side netting. And Arsenal maybe a little bit fortunate there. Again, it's a counter-attack, isn't it? Arsenal getting caught out. Bunny Shaw did well. And then Viv Miedemar did well to get the ball out to that far side. And that shot did definitely push that onto the side netting. It was Imar Benez there with the shot. The substitute who's just come on. And it was a save. It's the corner to Manchester City. Definitely played well today, actually. She's made a couple of good saves, hasn't she? John says, bring Kelly on. Her crosses are bang on most of the time. No, I agree. This corner is coming towards Bunny Shaw again. And again, Daphne makes a save and it's scrambled around and it's gone in. It was a scrappy goal. And Manchester City restore their lead from a corner. And it's Casper who had the goal disallowed, of course, in the first half. She's got this one. It was the scrappiest goal you've ever seen. Daphne actually made a good save initially from Bunny Shaw's header. But in the end, the ball's ended up in the back of the net. And it is 2-1 to Manchester City, just on the hour mark there. Again, it's a goal conceded from a corner. Bunny Shaw's header. Daphne makes a good save. Vivian Miedemar with the effort was blocked. And it's just hit Casper. I don't think we knew too much about it. It was Viv Miedemar's shot. It was deflected. It hit the defender. And Daphne couldn't quite keep it out. And that is the most softest, scrappiest goal I think you'll ever see the defender, Casper, didn't even know anything about it. It's just, oh no, she did get a touch on it, actually. It was scrappy. And it's just rolled into the corner. And Manchester City get another goal. Arsenal concede another goal from a corner. And that is poor. That is really, really, really poor. LG says, we are crap at defending set pieces. Yeah, we are. We are. I think Man City have only had 3 or 4 corners and they've almost scored from all of them. Anyway, they're coming forward again now. Sharby with the cross into the box. Buddy Shaw, another great save from Daphne. Well, you have to say, if Daphne Van Domselaar wasn't at her best today, we would easily be 3 or 4 goals behind in this game. That was a fantastic save there from Bunny Shaw. And now Arsenal on the counter-attack at the other end, trying to make something happen. Mariona Caldente goes with Russo. Can Arsenal find a second equaliser? We just worked so hard to get ourselves level. We didn't concede such a soft goal. Anyway, Kim Little now coming forward, tries a shot, it's blocked. And we're not going to even win the follow-up there. Man City can clear the ball away again to Bunny Shaw. And she almost had her second goal there. That's a great save from Daphne Van Domselaar. That would have been game over there, you have to say. 3-1 would have been done. It still might still be 3-1. A shot comes in, blocked by Katie McCabe. And then hook clear. And Arsenal now have to just dig in here. Keep ourselves in this game. Colin says, corner again. Indeed, it was. That was such a scrappy goal. It really was. And Daphne had made a good save again in all of that as well. And she's made another one since the second goal. And now Man City coming forward again, looking for that killer third goal. Fujino again, who's had a good game. Plays it out to the far side. Drilled cross in. Not really great defending again, but Arsenal do manage to deal with it just about. And anything that comes into the box is causing us big problems in this game. Man City again looking to get another ball into the box, but that one's going to run straight into the arms of Daphne Van Domselaar. That save that she just made from Bunny Shaw, they're going to show a replay of it now. That was an incredible save. Look at Bunny Shaw's movement now. She pulls away from the defenders, and that is a good header, and that is a great save. And Arsenal now coming forward with Livy Smith. The game has really, really opened up in this second half. Absolutely opened up. Kim Little now finds Emily Fox. Can Arsenal get themselves level for a second time? I think it's time we made some substitutions, Renee. I do think it's time we made some substitutions. Emily Fox now plays the ball back to Kim Little. Rolls it to the edge of the penalty area. Mariona Caldente, Arsenal's goal scorer, tries to go a long way round. In the end, does manage to shuffle the ball out to this near side to Emily Fox. Now it's with Kim Little. Arsenal pressing for this second equaliser. We're nearly midway through this second half. But again, Arsenal aren't getting the ball in the box. Mariona on this near side. This is nice. Emily Fox now gets towards the edge of the penalty. Gets across towards the far post. It's not a great ball. It was looking for Leslie Russo. But look at the difference in the movement with our centre forward and their centre forward. Bunny Shaw pulls off defenders, gets herself into the right position. Our centre forward doesn't do that because she's not a natural goal scorer. She's a very, very intelligent footballer, but that's not the same thing. Anyway, Mariona again, this is good from Arsenal. Olivia Smith maybe got in the way of that a little bit, and that's surely a free kick. And this time she gets a free kick. It was Blinkel Brown. Velma says, now we miss Leah. Well, we've always missed Leah, let's be honest. Anyway, Arsenal got a free kick now on the edge of the penalty area. And this could be a good opportunity for Arsenal to get ourselves level again for a second time. Beth Mead and Stina are getting prepared. And Chloe Kelly. Wow. She's throwing all guns at this now, isn't she? She doesn't do things by half, Renee, does she? She doesn't make any substitutions at all. And then she suddenly throws 3 on at the same time. Anyway, Katie McCabe's going to take this free kick. It's about, 15 yards outside the penalty area, just over on this near side. Arsenal's right. It's going to be an in-swinger by Katie McCabe. Does she fancy having a shot from here? It's quite a long way out, but it looks like the wind might help it, actually. Is it worth her having a shot from here? I think it might be. Instead, she dinks it towards the far post. It's flicked on by Leslie Russo. In fact, it wasn't flicked on by Leslie Russo. It was a good defensive header just behind her. I think it might have been Bunny Shaw. And it's gone behind for a corner to Arsenal. And the substitutions will be coming very, very shortly. Chloe Kelly is just getting her top on. Stina is getting some instructions, and Beth Mead's getting her boots tied up. We're going to see the substitutions very, very shortly. But are we going to get the goal here from this corner from the far side? Oh dear, that's a terrible corner. Olivia Smith should be able to keep this in though, and does. Not quite sure what that corner was all about. Anyway, the ball played into the box. It's a shot from Vicky Plover's blocked. It still falls over to Leslie Russo just inside the penalty area. Oh, sorry, it was Steph Catley actually. Now it's with Emily Fox. Arsenal have got bodies in the box. It needs to go in. It does go in towards Leslie Russo. It misses everyone. And it's gone out for a goal kick. And now the substitutions will be made. The triple change for Arsenal. There's some goals in these three substitutes. Stina Blackstenius, Beth Mead and Chloe Kelly are coming on. That is a three scary substitutions, isn't it? But they need to have a big impact in this game. We're midway through the second half, 25 minutes to play. And I think Vicky Palova is going to be one of the players to come off. You'd imagine Olivia Smith is going to be another one. And Vicky Palova is going off. So that's the first change. Caitlin Ford's going off as well, and it is going to be Olivia Smith as well. So Smith, Ford and Palova off, Blackstenius, Mead and Kelly on for Arsenal. And are these changes going to make a difference? Our substitutions have made a difference before. Olivia Smith has had a good game today. Some of her crossing hasn't been great though at times. Now we need to feed Stina, get her in behind. There's definitely spacing behind that Man City defence. She's got a great goal scoring record against this team. And with Chloe Kelly on as well. And Beth Mead. We're throwing all guns at this. It's just Frida Marnham's the only other one that can come on really and make an impact. So the changes are made. And what difference are the changes going to make? Hopefully we can turn this game around. We need 2 goals really, don't we, ideally, to win this game. There's still plenty of time. There's still over 20 minutes left. We need to get these substitutes in the game straight away. I would have probably made them a bit earlier, but positive changes from Renee. And we do make a habit of coming back from deficits in games. That's a lovely ball actually out to that far side. Katie McCabe's going to keep this in. What's the cross like? It's not a very good cross again. Easy for the goalkeeper. And another ball into the box has just not really been good enough for Arsenal. And that's where we've let ourselves down, not just today, in the previous 2 games as well. And it could be more points slipping away. Anyway, Man City trying to play out from the back. Leslie Russo pressing. Goes back to the goalkeeper. Again, that's not a great clearance, and Arsenal won the ball. We've done a lot of things well in this game, you have to say. We have done a lot of things well, but we've conceded 2 really soft goals, and we've not really created enough chances at the other end either. But the changes now are going to make a difference. We've got a throw now over on that far side. Coming in towards the last 20 minutes of normal time. Are we going to see a big finish from Arsenal? Ball played in towards the penalty area there. Wasn't very good there from Leslie Russo. Man City clear it away. We need to get these substitutes on the ball. We need to give Stina some opportunities. We need to get Chloe in on the ball so she can put some crosses in. And then we'll have a chance. Anyway, lots of Ruben Moy inside the centre circle. Plays it back out to Steph Catley over on that far side. And Arsenal just need to try and find something special there. That ball chipped over the top. He's going to find Stina Blackstenius does well. Touches the ball back to Katie McCabe. Oh, that's a poor ball again. Man City can clear away. Mariana Caldente's won it back. Beth Mead on the edge of the box. Get your shot away. She does get a shot away. And that's a good save by the goalkeeper down at the near post. And that could be the difference that these substitutes make. It was poor play, actually, from Manchester City, playing it out from the back. Mariana won the ball, and Beth's shot, it was going in. And the goalkeeper's done well, actually, with a save. But that's much better, much more direct. And that's what we need to be, getting a shot away at the end of it as well. And Arsenal have got some work to do in this game, but that's a good moment there. Bunny Shaw gets the ball up and holds it up well, lays it off. And what we don't want to do now is concede another goal, but that's good defending. And now Lotta Wubermoy can find Emily Fox up this near side. Can Arsenal get the second equaliser of the day? And are we going to get it with enough time left to get the winner as well? Of course, you remember the game 2 seasons ago when we were 1-0 down in the last minute and came back on 1-2-1. Let's not leave it that late again. But let's give ourselves a chance when we equalise. Let's give ourselves a chance to go on and win it. But of course, the main thing is not to concede another goal. Those are there. We've already qualified for Europe. Perhaps there's less pressure. But we haven't qualified. It's going to be a chance here. Oh, it was a good save. It was Stina in for the first time over on that far side. She always needs 2 chances to get that first goal. A second chance generally goes in. And that was a good save actually by the goalkeeper there. But that's what Stina can do. It was a mistake at the back. It was a poor back pass actually. Stina was in on it quickly. And then the goalkeeper makes a good save. And it was scrambled behind for a corner. And that's why you bring Stina on a little bit earlier, because she needs one chance to get it out of the way. In fact, she was unlucky there. That's a really good save. But that's the difference that Stina makes. You know, this corner comes in towards the edge of these 6-yard boxes. Body's up, the header comes in. It's deflected and it's saved by the goalkeeper. Chloe Kelly was in there. And Arsenal with 2 quick chances there, one after the other. Again, that was a floated corner. Maybe the wind doesn't help there. Leslie Russo's header, Chloe Kelly flicks it on. And in the end, it was comfortable for the goalkeeper. Yeah, we haven't qualified for Europe next season, have we? We've qualified this season, but that was before the season started. There's still pressure on us to do it again. Anyway, Man City now coming forward. This game is starting to open up. Chloe Kelly gets back well there. It's a good tackle from her. And Arsenal now playing with a lot more urgency. And I think we've done some good things in this game. We really have, but all too often it's broken down in the final third. But we started to create some more chances in this second half now, and now we've got most of our attacking options on, haven't we? It's only really Frida Marnham off the bench now that can come on and maybe who's a goal scorer. She's got 2 goals already this season. In fact, she's our joint top goal scorer, isn't she? Yeah, she's got 2. Leslie's got 2. Stina's got 2. So that's a poor ball in midfield actually there. It was Beth Mead, I think it was. Beth working hard to try to win it back. But Manchester City do keep the ball. And the ball's played out to that far side. Man City now have an opportunity to maybe get the ball back into the box. It comes back to Bunny Shaw. It was well defended actually in the end by Arsenal, just about. And it's cleared away. And Stina is going to put some pressure on again. And that's a back pass. So and Stina is telling Arsenal to press, and no one's pressing over on that far side. So Man City can play it forward. Coming up to the last 16, 17 minutes of this game. Manchester City 2, Arsenal 1. And this would be a really, really damaging defeat, wouldn't it, in the title race for Arsenal. You know, we were happy last night that Man United and Chelsea both dropped points. But if we dropped 3 points here, then that would have been a waste of time. Anyway, this ball lofted over the top, looking for the run of Stina. It wasn't a great ball, really. It was just a hit and hope, if anything. Easily dealt with by Manchester City. And this is not looking good as we move into the last 15 minutes. I don't feel we deserve to lose this game. And we do probably deserve to get a point away. Viv's just pulled up with an injury. And that could be her day over with. But she's still on the pitch. The ball's still in play. So we carry on. And again, Arsenal pressing high up the pitch. Can we force a mistake? Oh, we almost did. Man City just about got away with that. And then the ball cut out by Katie McCabe and Viv Medemark. And now, well, she's going to have to come off. Limping there. I don't know if that's a recurrence of a previous injury, but she's limping off. And she's going to be replaced by Laura Coombs. And we're into the last 14 and a half minutes of normal time. Arsenal needs something here from this game. We cannot afford to lose. But it's going to take something special, isn't it? If we're going to turn this game around. Such a bright start to the second half, and it's so disappointing to concede such a soft goal. You know, Man City coming forward again. Up this near side of Sabi there. Plays it back to Figino. Alex Greenwood pings out his near side again. And this is a good spell of possession for Man City. They haven't had too many actually in this game, really. But they have made the most of their chances. Another good crossing looking for Bunny Shaw. She wins a header, but it's flicked away. And now Arsenal on a counter-attack. And Stina there couldn't quite get that ball under control. She just wanted to knock it past the defender and run onto it. You got to feel a bit sorry for Stina because every time she comes on, it's difficult to come into a game as a striker when the team's losing and get straight into it. It's very, very tough, especially when that's happening to you every week. She's getting no rhythm, no flow to her game, and she always comes on and gives her everything and makes things happen quite often. And you got to feel a bit sorry for her because she would start in most teams in the WSL. She'd be starting every week, and she should start more games for us. There's no doubt. Leslie Russo can do no wrong. And she gets 90 minutes every game. Anyway, Bunny Shaw's in behind inside the penalty. Pulls it back to the edge of the 6-yard box. That's a poor clearance. And Bunny Shaw's shot. Again, it's saved by Daphne. And Daphne has kept us in this game, you have to say. She's made 3 or 4 really good saves, mostly from Bunny Shaw, you have to say. And if it wasn't for Daphne today, this game would be done and dusted. Poor clearance there from Steph Catley. And Daphne got her out of trouble, but it is another corner to Manchester City. And not what we needed at this point in the game. 12 minutes left of normal time. It's a corner to Manchester City. Man City 2, Arsenal 1. And this defeat, if it's how it finishes, would pretty much end their title challenge, you have to say. Even this early in the season, it's too many points to make up. That would be just 2 points out of 9 in the last 3 games. Only 2 wins in our first 5 games. That's not a title winning team, is it? And he also won the ball back over on that far side. Katie McCabe now. Oh, that's a poor ball though, isn't it? That was Leslie Russo again, but Chloe Kelly won it back. A long ball played forward. Steph Catley gets underneath that one. Put under pressure. In fact, it's a foul. And Arsenal get a free kick. Lotto Wubenmoy plays the ball out to that far side. Steph Catley finds Chloe Kelly, who's playing on the left. Cuts it infield to Mariona. Her ball forwards deflected. Man City pick it up again. Mariona is so good at pressing, isn't she? Anyway, Man City have given the ball away, and Leslie Russo didn't make the most of that. And then tries to win it again. And we have Beth Mead can get on the end of this. She can. It's in with Stina on the edge of the penalty area. Stina goes round the long way, gets the shot away. Gone over the top of the crossbar. But good pressure again from Arsenal. Forcing mistakes. Beth Mead did really well. And Stina went round a long way. Couldn't keep her shot down in the end. And Arsenal making 2 more substitutions. Kyra Cooney-Cross is coming on for Mariona Caldente. And Frida Marnham is coming on for Kim Little. Well, this is it. Last throw of the dice from Renee with 10 minutes to play. Frida Marnham is on, and she's always good for a goal, isn't she? And her link-up play with Stina could be important as well. I still don't understand why players wear short sleeves and gloves. I would be wearing long sleeves and gloves, or short sleeves and no gloves. It's either cold or it's not. Anyway, it seems to work for Frida, so we'll let her off. Anyway, again, Arsenal trying to press Man City high up the pitch. Something needs to happen in this game, and it needs to happen quite quickly because we're into the last 10 minutes. That was good defending there, actually, by Steph Catley, I think it was. And now got an opportunity to get the ball forward. Emily Fox finds Beth Mead on this near side. Again, finds Emily Fox and creates some space to run into. Can she keep this ball in? Alex Greenwood comes across. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal. We need something special from a special player. We've got a few special players out there now. They need to produce something. But this is all very familiar. It's like Jonas's Arsenal hasn't gone away. In fact, that ball went out. Emily Fox disagreed. It's a throw to Man City. We didn't make the most of that either, did we? That was quite poor all round. But yeah, this is just like Jonas's Arsenal. You know, we said this last season, didn't we? When Renee was appointed, were we really expecting too many changes? Anyway, Beth Mead's picked the ball up now. In fact, the referee's given a foul there. Kyra on Bunny Shaw. I'm not really sure if that was a foul. Anyway, considering how big and strong she is, she does go down very easily, Bunny Shaw, don't she? I mean, that was a foul, actually. You see the replay. But anyway, she does go down quite easily for such a strong player. 8 minutes left. 8 minutes left to save our WSL title chances, which I know seems really strange when we're only on game week 5, but that's the reality of the situation that we're in. With only 2 wins on the board this season. You know, the ball played back to the goalkeeper. Stina's trying to press. Now Chloe Kelly's pressing over on that far side. Good press that was from Chloe, but again, Man City managed to play their way out of it. But Arsenal have won the ball. Frida Minor, first opportunity really to get on the ball. That's a nice ball forward. This is nice play. Chloe Kelly on the edge of the box. Tries a shot. Oh, and it's in. Chloe Kelly with the goal. And the players go and get the ball to get restarted again. And that is what difference the substitutes can make. And that is the difference this substitute has made. Chloe Kelly. That's what happens when you shoot from outside the box. That is what can happen. And Arsenal aren't settling for a draw here. Keen to get the game back underway. And again, it was Man City trying to play it out from the back. We won the ball. Frida Minor involved. She played it in to, was it a touch off from Stina and then Chloe Kelly's shot? Did that get deflected or was it just the wind? It seemed to change direction in the air. Goalkeeper with no chance. That's a brilliant finish. And we've got the goal. Matt says they're amazing goal. Good strike, Chloe. Wayne says what a hit. And Arsenal coming forward again. Chloe Kelly again over on that far side. You're going to try another shot from distance. You thought about it. She does. Oh, and that one's just wide. And Chloe Kelly is up for this game. Jimmy says, nice indeed. John says, get in. Indeed, get in. A brilliant, brilliant play there. And again, Chloe Kelly looking to try and find that bottom corner. Not able to do it this time. LG says, the way this game has gone, I'm not confident we'll see this game through. Well, no, I'm not either. But the way this game's going, I won't be surprised if we end up winning it. Sniper Fox says, no surprise, sloppy play from City. Well, you could say that, and I kind of agree with you. But I think it was more aggressive pressing from Arsenal. And that's happened a lot in this game. Aggressive pressing from Arsenal has caused Man City to give the ball away in some dangerous areas. And Chloe Kelly smashes that ball in. What a crucial goal that might be. And I said we wanted to equalise with enough time to still go on and win it. And that's certainly what we've done. We've got 6 minutes plus stoppage time to go on and win this game. And the press here is brilliant again. And if we keep doing this, I think we're going to get more chances. But the danger is when we lose the ball, as we've seen. Wayne says there, we need to replicate this pressing from the offing game. Well, yeah, we do. I thought we started quite well like it. And then, you know, Bunny Shaw again into the box. And Lotta's done really well there again. And I think Lotta's had a decent game, to be fair. Anyway, Arsenal now looking to try and come forward. But Frida Minor runs into trouble. And both teams fancy their chances of winning this now. It's Man City on the attack over on that far side. We don't want the ball to come into the box. It does come into the box. Good header away. And Leslie Russo touches it back to Beth Mead. And now Arsenal on the counter-attack. Plays the ball forward. Oh, that's a poor ball, though, from Leslie Russo. Needed to put it into the path of Stina then. It was a terrible ball. Rolled straight through to the goalkeeper. Jimmy says, I have to say, both teams can press really well. Yeah, it's two good teams, actually. And it's been a good game, I think. Anyway, Arsenal going to win a throw on this near side in the attacking third. I don't know what happened to the goalkeeper there. A really poor clearance, you have to say. Renee's asking for a bit of calm. What we need to do is try and find a way to go on and win this game. Emily Fox with this throw. Can Arsenal turn it around late again at Manchester City? We've done it before. Can we do it again? Will Stina get the winning goal here for the third season in a row? That's certainly a possibility. Arsenal coming forward again. It was Stina actually that got the assist for that equaliser. Little touch off it was. Beth Mead now. Arsenal coming forward up this near side. Emily Fox It's not a great ball to Leslie Russo. It's going to run behind for a goal kick, is it? Or can Leslie keep it in? No, she can't. And Arsenal really are trying to win this game, you have to say. Is it going to be another late show from Arsenal? 86 minutes on the clock. Manchester City 2, Arsenal 2. It has been an exciting game. It's been a good advert for the WSL, you have to say. Different contrasting styles to the two teams, really. I think Arsenal have played the better football for the most part. Man City have been more direct, and obviously in Bunny Shaw, they've got one of the best goal scorers in the world, you have to say. But Arsenal have this never say die attitude, and we've got lots of quality of our own. And it was Chloe Kelly with that brilliant strike from outside the box to make it 2-2, and Arsenal on the attack again over on that far side. Chloe Kelly in possession again into Frida Minor, and this is nice. This is really nice. The ball on the edge of the box is going to be switched across. Emily Fox has got to chase after this to keep it in, but she will keep it in. Not quite sure what that pass was about too. Anyway, lots of Wouben now plays it in to Beth Mead. Lots of Wouben ball again. That's a good ball, actually. Frida Minor, what a lovely turn. Can she get the shot away? Oh, she does, and the goalkeeper saves it. That was brilliant from Frida. What a beautiful turn that was inside the penalty area. And that was lovely. Look at the way she beat the defender there, pirouetted away. And the shot just lacked that power to beat the goalkeeper, but it was a good effort nonetheless. And Arsenal now pressing again. Oh, almost fell there to Leslie Russo, to Stina, sorry. And Man City clear it away. And there's a long ball forward looking for Bunny Shaw. Steph Catley's got back well, but Bunny Shaw's kept the ball. Oh, no, there's going to be a chance here inside the box. And Man City have scored on the counter-attack. And that is what happens when you lose the ball. It's Benny with the goal. Bunny Shaw created it. She celebrates with the Manchester City fans. And with 2 minutes of normal time to play, it looks as though all the hard work Arsenal have put into this game in this second half, we've twice equalised, and it looks as though we're still going to be heading for defeat. Over-committing players forward. You've got to understand we are trying to win the game, and you've got to... I sometimes think to myself, bravery is what you need. You need to be brave in football. You need to try to win the game, and Arsenal have tried to do that, and in the end, again, it's poor defending. It's cost us a goal, but at least we're trying to win the game rather than just settling for the draw. You know, I think sometimes it was lots of Wouben mistake, actually. She just should have cleared that ball away rather than trying to beat the defender, trying to beat the striker, sorry, and it's a good strike. And again, we've conceded a rather sloppy goal, and that's been our downfall. And all that hard work and good play to produce the equaliser twice, and we've just thrown it away again. And just mistakes, isn't it? It's individual mistakes a lot of the time. That's what it is. It's just individual mistakes, and it's just not good enough, is it? It's just not good enough. We're not going to win WSL this season. I don't think there's much doubt about that now. Even if we somehow manage to find a third equaliser and we've won a free kick. And it won't surprise me if we do get a third equaliser. LG said it's safe to say Lotta Wouben lost her battle to Bunny Shaw today. Renee got it wrong again. I mean, that's easy to look back and say yes, because Bunny Shaw's got a goal, got an assist. But Lotta Wouben made a mistake there for that last goal. But I don't know. Would Katie Reid have done better? I don't know. She's in great form. Why change it? That would have been my question. Anyway, it's a free kick now to Arsenal, midway inside the City half on this near side. Katie McCabe whips it in towards the far post. It's headed away by Man City. It's going to fall to Beth Mead over on that far side. She puts the ball back into the box again. There's no Arsenal player challenging for it. Manchester City should be able to clear this away, and they do. And Kyra Cooney crosses after this. Deep inside Arsenal half. There's going to be 6 minutes of stoppage time. We've just gone into that now. Are we going to see some more late drama in this game? Lots of Wouben ball over the top. It's headed down by Stina into the path of, in fact, it's given us a free kick. Not quite sure how that worked. Anyway, Man City are now going to make another substitution. And they're going to bring on a defender, unsurprisingly. I think it's actually Gracie Pryor that's coming on. Oh no, it's not. Oh, it's Sydney. It's Sydney Lohman, of course. Who's coming on in stoppage time, and it's Laura Blinkard Brown that's going off, and Sydney Lohman's coming on for Manchester City. We're into we've played a minute and a half of the 6 of stoppage time, and it looks as though Arsenal are heading for a first defeat of the season, but it feels worse than that. 3 games without a win, only 2 points out of 9 it will be, and the league title slipping away. And sitting there pressing for a 4th goal, but suddenly Arsenal pick up possession now. Can we find something special and salvage at least a point? Wasn't a great ball actually, but Leslie Russo is going to pick it up, although she's lost out again. That's a good tackle though from Emily Fox, and Arsenal's shape really has gone to pot. Chloe Kelly's just conceded a free kick. Of course, the first time Chloe Kelly's been able to play against Manchester City since joining Arsenal permanently. Of course, last season she wasn't able to play because she was on loan. And she certainly made her mark. And she certainly was not going to not celebrate that goal either, was she? She did celebrate it. Slightly muted celebration because obviously we wanted to try and get the ball and try and win the game. It's actually worked against us. Jimmy says the WSL is the best female league and it's starting to tighten up. I think you'll see some better teams losing more games. No, I agree. I think you're right. I just don't think that we can afford to be dropping the number of points that we've dropped in the last 3 games and expect to win the league. I don't think it doesn't work like that. Colin says 5th position if we're lucky. No, I don't think so. Aggie says not winning the WSL. No, we're not winning the WSL. I think that much is clear. I think what will happen is we'll get enough points to finish top 3. I've got no doubts about that. We've got a squad good enough to do it. Is that still good enough though? Is that what we changed the manager for? Is that what we gave Renee the job for? John says there's just not enough teams good enough to take points off Chelsea in this league. They can run away with it. No, I think that's right. I think all the other teams, I think us, Man United, Man City, Tottenham, Brighton, all those sort of teams, we're all going to drop points to anybody. You can do on the day. There's take points off each other. But you're right. There isn't enough teams good enough to take points off Chelsea. And that's the difference, isn't it? You know, okay, Man United got a draw with them. Man City could potentially take points off them in the 2 games. We potentially could in 1 or 2 of the games as well. But not enough of the other teams can. And unless you win virtually every game, every other game, it's never going to be good enough, is it? And that's just the reality of the league where we are. Anyway, we're into the last minute and a half of stoppage time at the end of this game. At least salvage a draw, Arsenal, which I think is the minimum we deserve. And Cara Cooney-Cross brings the ball forward, finds Beth Mead on the edge of the area. Man City got everybody back as we move into the last minute of stoppage time. We don't deserve to lose this game. We maybe haven't defended well enough to win it either. Anyway, Chloe Kelly whips a great ball in towards the penalty area. Frida Marnham's in there. Bunny Shaw, for all her attacking play and all her goals, she does do some great defensive work for the team as well, you have to say. And she won that header into the last 45 seconds of stoppage time. Daphne's on halfway with the ball, bringing it forward. Man City just got everyone behind the ball. They're just going to try and hang on to this. It'll be a big victory for them. Daphne chips the ball in towards the penalty spot. It's another Manchester City head. Comes out to Steph Catley, finds Kate McKay. Steph Catley inside the box. Is this going to be a chance? The shot's deflected away. It's going to be a corner to Arsenal. Are we going to see some late drama here deep into stoppage time? Can Arsenal at least rescue a point? May not be enough in the overall scheme of things, but it's something. It's the least we deserve from this game. Jimmy says, I don't think Chelsea are as good as everyone thinks they are. They're not as good as everyone thinks they are, but they're still too good. They're still good enough. Anyway, the ball's into the box. So Man City haven't cleared it away. They have now. We've played the 6 minutes of stoppage time. Man City begging for the final whistle. Still, we play on. And Arsenal might get one more chance. I'm not sure if we will. Leslie Russo takes that throw. Oh, it's a poor ball, actually, from Daphne. And Man City now on a breakaway could seal it now with a fourth goal. In fact, the clearance is blocked. And maybe Arsenal get a chance. No, we won't. Because Man City will just hoof the ball away. And it's going to go all the way through to Daphne van Domselaar. And she's bringing the ball forward now. Will Arsenal get one more chance? Lotta Wooben, Emily Fox finds Chloe Kelly on his near side. Chloe Kelly whips a lovely ball in. Can we get on the end of it? It's come all the way to the far post. Get a shot away. Someone have a shot. Beth's going to try a shot, is she? Played it across the box. Chloe Kelly chips it away. Header comes in and it's gone wide. Stina Blackstenius it was with the header, and that will be that for Arsenal. In fact, there goes a full-time whistle. That was the final attack of the game. It has finished here at the Joie Stadium. There's been no joy at all for Arsenal. Manchester City 3, Arsenal 2. You have to say a defeat for Arsenal is probably a little bit harsh. We certainly didn't do enough to win the game. We certainly didn't defend well enough to win the game. But in the end, we've lost the game, and that is crucial in this title race. We are now miles behind Chelsea. We are miles behind Man United, and now we are also miles behind Man City as well. So it's looking tough, isn't it? But yeah, it's difficult to know what to say. LG says Renee out still. Well, let's say Stina out. You can't expect Stina to come on every single time and save us. She needs to be starting games, playing more football. That's on the manager, I agree. The manager's at fault. You can't really blame Stina when she's coming on for 20 minutes and expected to get us out of trouble game after game after game. She does it so many times. You can't expect her to do it every week. It's not possible. That's expecting too much of her. She needs to be starting games to get a rhythm going. Leslie Russo plays game after game after game, doesn't score for weeks on end, didn't even play that well today. She'll play 90 minutes again next week. That's the issue. The issue isn't Stina. The issue is the fact that we're not rotating. Leslie Russo, it doesn't matter what she does. She's the golden girl, and she'll get picked every week. She didn't do enough today by any means. You could have took her off. In fact, I should have took her off. Didn't. But anyway, it is what it is. We've lost the game, and there's lots of reasons as to why. And of course, now the team selection, which we all rose their eyebrows at, is going to be mentioned more, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, we've lost the game. The substitutions, making so many of them in one go, seem to be a little bit desperation at times. It looked like it had got us something out of the game, though, when Chloe scored that great goal. But in the end, we just went too gung-ho to try and win it, and it's cost us a defeat. Joe says, I think we should have brought Kelly on much earlier or started her as she was well up for this. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're not 100% sure of her fitness yet because she has been injured. But yeah, you want to bring her on a lot sooner in that game. I'd have made all the substitutions, not all of them, but I'd have certainly started making substitutions earlier. She waited till midway through the second half and we're 2-1 down. I would have started doing it a lot sooner than that. 10 minutes into the second half, do it then when it was 1-1 maybe. Try and go on and make a substitution to win the game. I think Renee would have been happy at what if it stayed at 1-1. I don't think she'd have made all them. She wouldn't have made all them substitutions. We wouldn't have gone and tried to go on and win the game. At least we did do that when we got it back to 2-2. Unfortunately, we wasn't able to. And then next week, or next time, not necessarily next game, but next time we're in that position, she won't do that. She'll settle for the draw. And maybe you could say that's what we should have done today. And yes, it's frustrating to lose, but I personally would rather see a team be brave and try to win than just sit back on a draw and be happy with a draw. I'd rather try and win and lose the game than just sit back and maybe end up getting a draw, which is a better result, but it's not. It doesn't make you feel good, does it? Joe says, I feel that we deserved at least a point. No, we did absolutely. I thought we deserved at least a point. Yeah, and I thought it wasn't a bad performance. We conceded some really poor goals. And you can't afford to concede 3 goals and expect to win. Okay, last season we conceded 3 here and still won. But you can't expect to do that very often, can you? Wayne says, we never looked comfortable at the back. No, we didn't. Ag says you can't blame Stina for playing. No, of course you can't. Exactly, that's my point. At the end of the day, if Stina was starting every week, if she was playing every game and she's still missing a few chances, then I would agree with you. Leslie Russo starts every game. She misses loads of chances or doesn't even get herself in a position to have chances. No one says a word. No one says a word. No one says maybe Leslie Russo should be left out. I made that call last night on the show. I said I would have left Leslie Russo out and played Stina from the start of this game. And I still stand by that. That's what, and I'll do that next week against Brighton. I think Leslie Russo has been poor. 3 games now in a row. She's been poor. She's done nothing. She's done nothing. It doesn't look like she's going to score because she's not getting herself in positions to score. And if you're gonna maintain, okay, you're gonna let her drop wide or deeper, that's fine. But then play your centre forward in a centre forward position, like Man City did. They kept Bunny Shaw on for 90 minutes, played her up front, caused their defenders to have to think about something. When Leslie Russo's dropping deep to halfway, when she's going out wide, the centre backs from Man City are just sitting there with their arms folded. They've got nothing to think about. As soon as Stina come on, suddenly the defenders had something to think about, and we got the goal on the back of that as well. So that's what needs to be looked at. That's what needs to be looked at. You know, I thought Man City, the way they set their team up today was good. You know, they wanted to play on a counter attack. They knew what our weaknesses were, and they exploited them. You know, we tried something a little bit different today to a certain degree. The midfield was different. We made a change at the back. Didn't really work in the final third. I thought we played some nice football at times. But ultimately, we've conceded 3 really, really poor goals. And that's saying last season, we conceded too many goals. And that's why we didn't win the league, because we conceded too many goals. Even in the Champions League, realistically, we conceded too many goals in that run. We got away with it because of the goals that we scored. But there's games when the goals don't go in. You know, we scored what? We didn't score against Man City. We got 1 last week. Yes, okay, we got 2 today away from home, which is good. But, yeah, it's not good enough, is it? It's not good enough. There's too many issues here. Joe says there the defence doesn't look cohesive, and I'm not sure why. Russo needs a rest and a bit of competition for a place. Exactly. I mean, obviously, Leah Williamson missing at the back has been an issue. There's no doubt. You know, we've kind of got away with it because Katie Reid stepped up and played well. Maybe she should have played today. That was maybe that's something that maybe Renee will need to look at and say, okay, did I make that right call with that one? I don't think she did. But I agree with you. Russo needs to be left out of the team 100%. She's just not playing well enough. She looks tired. She had a big summer. She had a big season last year, and she just needs a break. If you're going to give Katie Reid a break, who's been playing really well, why would you keep playing Leslie Russo when she's not playing well and she clearly needs a rest? I don't understand it. Anyway. What do I know? LG says, don't worry, guys. We will win the FIFA Champions Cup. Yeah, maybe we will. I don't know. But there you go. John says, yeah, I was expecting subs at half time the way it was going. Not necessarily half time, but certainly first 10 minutes of the second half. Once we got it back to 1-1, you think, well, is Renee going to settle for that? And I actually think she would have done. If we hadn't conceded that second goal, would she have then made all those changes that she did? Which almost got us something, but you can't concede 3 goals and expect to get a result, really, can you? Not realistically, you can't. And unfortunately, that's what's happened again. That is what's happened again. Ag says Brighton will beat us. I don't think they'll necessarily beat us, but it won't be easy. John says we have Chelsea in 3 Premier League games time. We need to win that. To get us 2 points behind them. If Spurs can beat Chelsea in their next game, then it's all back on again. Yeah, but regardless of Chelsea, right? Let's forget Chelsea for a minute. Let's look at our own performances in the last 3 games. Man United was okay. We played okay. A bit like today, we played okay. We probably played better today than we did at Man United in some ways. But we didn't create any chances. I didn't create anywhere near enough chances to win that game. And a draw, okay, fair enough. Last week was really poor against Aston Villa. Didn't play very well at all. And today, defensively, we were a shambles at times. And although we did play some nice football, scored a couple of good goals in the second half, we don't look good enough to capitalise anyway. You know, Chelsea can lose games. Yes, maybe they will. Maybe we'll beat them. I don't know. But we need to start worrying about how poor we're playing and the mistakes that we're making and the goals that we're conceding, goals from set pieces constantly. We need to be looking at that and we need to worry about that, not worry about Chelsea. Chelsea aren't going to drop many points. You know, you're saying if Spurs beat them, Spurs won't beat them. realistically, on any given day, Man United could beat them. Man United could have beat them last night. If we turn up and play, we can beat them because we beat them before. We know we can do it. Man City, again, if they play well against them, they can beat them. That's it. No one else is good enough. No one else will beat Chelsea unless Chelsea have an absolute nightmare of a day, which doesn't happen very, very often. You may be looking at one game a season where they lose a game that they normally wouldn't lose. Let's not think about Chelsea. Let's not think about the title. Let's just think about improving our own performances. That's what we need to worry about. The only thing we can control. We can't control what Chelsea do. They're probably going to win most games, aren't they now? They probably will. And they'll probably beat us. LG says, Renee has been found out. Winning the Champions League is great, but the league would be your bread and butter. To be honest with you, I was thinking this at half time, right? Arteta came in, won a trophy very, very quickly, a cup, and then arrogance seemed to take over as though he thought he was better than what he was. And here we are without winning another trophy since. And I've started to notice that with Renee. She won a trophy in a very quickly. And now this season, I don't know, I'm getting an arrogance from her, which I've seen which I saw in Arteta as well. And I don't like it. And you've got to back that up. It's all very well being arrogant when you can back it up by winning like Pasta does. She comes across as quite arrogant, but look at her, look what she's won. Look what she does, look what she's done. Do you know what I mean? And I think that Renee's has got too much of Arteta about her now, actually. I'm starting to feel that. But at the end of the day, she's won the Champions League, and generally we've been playing some decent football. It's not quite working out at the minute, but I don't know. But you're right about the league. Jimmy says, thanks, Rich. Another good vlog. Escape, except for the loss. Well, yeah, I can't do anything about the results, my friend, as much as I'd like to. John says, yeah, Renee needs to put the players in that finish this game as a starting for next week. She won't. She absolutely won't. She's got too many favourites. It's not good enough. LG says, as much as we keep on blaming the players, the manager is setting them up to fail. I'm not a big Lotta fan, and she hasn't played all season just to throw her in the deep. Yeah, no, that was a big call. It was a big call, absolutely. I did think so before. Is it arrogance or just overconfidence? Well, maybe it's a little bit of both. Maybe it's a little bit of both. It comes across as arrogance to me with some of the team selections and the decisions, and maybe the way she comes across a little bit. And I think winning the Champions League has gone to her head. I've got to be honest. I think winning Team of the Year at the Ballon d'Or has gone to her head. I think a bit like Arteta, she now thinks she's better than what she is. She now thinks she's better than what she is. At the end of the day, what you've got to do is, I said this last night on the show, right? Winning the Champions League was fantastic. No one can take that away from this group of players, this manager, and everybody, all of us that experienced it. You know, it's something that we'll never forget. Again, you know, we've won the biggest competition in club football. But you've got to follow that up, or it's pointless. It's meaningless. If we don't follow it up this season, if we win nothing this season, if we don't even finish in the top 3 this season, it's a total waste of time winning that Champions League. Someone put earlier on, you know, when you for a Champions League winning team, this 11 that started this game today isn't good enough. It's not. You know, you look at Chelsea's starting team, look at Man City's starting team today. You know, we shouldn't be starting, as someone said, with Lotta and Steph as the 2 centre backs in a big game like this away from home. Yes, Leah Williams is injured and she would play, but I don't know. Joe says there was Terry right. Terry's usually right. Terry is usually right. I don't know where he is actually today, but he is usually right. But let's see. I mean, look, I'm not going to write the season off yet. I don't think we can win the WSL. I'm writing that off. And it could still be a great season. There's still 3 trophies that we can win. And I think we've shown on our day in cup competitions. Maybe Renee's going to be a great cup coach. You know, maybe that's what she'll be. She's a coach that can win the big cup games and win some cups. Jonas was the same. He won 2 cups with us. And maybe Renee's the same. Maybe she'll do well and win some cups. And that's fine. You know, that is fine to a certain point. But when are we going to start saying, why are we not winning the league? You know, we're Arsenal. We've won the league more than anybody. And now we can't get anywhere near Chelsea. We can't lay a glove on them. You know, when they needed a new manager, when Emma Hayes left, they went and got the best manager possible. We got Jonas's coach, Jonas's assistant. That's the difference. And yes, we've won the Champions League, right? And that's brilliant. But when you're looking long term, is Renee going to be able to long term match the sort of success that Chelsea have had? That's what we should be looking at. It's no good us thinking, oh, we've won one thing, that's it now. We're settled for the next 2 or 3 years. We're okay because we've won the Champions League and we're untouchable now. No, we're Arsenal. We should always be striding to win these trophies again and again, win the big trophies, compete with Chelsea. That's got to be the aim. And it doesn't seem as though it is. And I think the club as a whole haven't got that mindset. Chelsea went and got Bompasta when they needed a new manager. And we got Jonas's assistant. That is the levels that we're looking at here. That is the levels. Aggie says there, once the Champions League winner good enough. No, I'm sorry, it's not. No, I disagree. You've got to build on that. LG said, Andreas and I got our predictions right, although we both said 2-1. Well, you didn't get them right then, did you? You got them wrong. You got the result right, not the score. But you did say we'd lose, and you were right. We were not being negative but realistic. There are gaps in this team. No, I agree with you. I do agree with you. I was trying to be optimistic last night, if I'm honest. But there you go. Look, we've lost the game. We're probably not going to win the league this year. I think we can all accept that now. There's still lots to play for. Of course there is. We've got to try and get into the top 3, top 2 if we can. We've got cup competitions. Champions League starts Tuesday. But we said it on the show last night. This week is going to be could be a season-defining week. And we said, didn't we, if we lose these 2 games, then that is a problem. It's a big problem. And we've lost the first one. Now there's big pressure on the Lyon game on Tuesday night, isn't there? Big pressure on that. We need to do better. I'm sure we will, but let's see. Anyway, there you go. John says, off to live at M5 for the men's game. Thanks for it. See you for the next one. Yeah, no problem, my friend. See you on Tuesday. We're Tuesday, aren't we, of course, for the game against Lyon. So join me for that. 8 o'clock kickoff. We'll be about 7:45 for that one. And then, of course, on Thursday, we've got the show, the weekly show. We can't do it Friday this week because I'm away. So we'll be doing it. It's on my turn to be away this week. It's normally Andreas, isn't it? So we'll be doing that Thursday. And then, of course, next week it's Brighton. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that game either because we're away. So, but we'll see. But yeah, that's disappointing today. I feel really, really deflated by that because I thought we actually played quite well at times. We did deserve something from that game, but you can't give goals like that. You cannot do it. I'm sorry, you can't. Work needs to be done. Come on, Renee, sort it out. You know, you've done some good stuff. You really have, but you've also made a lot of silly mistakes as manager as well because you may be learning. And a bit like Arteta, I can compare you to Arteta, and I think it's a fair comparison. You know, you're a young manager, you're still learning at the top level, and you are going to make mistakes, but we can't afford that. This is why I said we should have gone to try and get the best manager out there, and we didn't. And maybe, yes, we won the Champions League, and that's brought the club a lot of money, a lot of kudos, a lot of standing in the football world. But long term, that's a very short term way of looking at it, isn't it? Was the long term strategy the right one for the club? I'm not convinced it was. I think we needed a better manager, more experienced manager, the best that there was out there. That's what we should have got, and we didn't. And I think now we're seeing the result of that. LG says, starting Lotterwood, Moy and Catley as your centre-backs for your so-called European champions is unacceptable. This is why we said we didn't do enough in the transfer window. Palova is good, but not good enough. I mean, she's had a year out of an ACL, let's be honest, and we've seen how long it took, Beth to come back. She's never been the same since. It's took Leah Williamson a while. She's had glimpses of her best form in between some drop down in performances as well. And I think that's what happens. And I think Vicky Palova was brilliant the season before she got injured. And I think she was good enough, and she is good enough. She needs to build her way back to get back to that level again. It's not going to happen straight away. I'm prepared to give Vicky time because I think she's a good player, and I think she's proved that she's good enough. She's had a serious injury, and it's tough. It's tough coming back from that. So let's give her a bit of time. I'm not going to be too harsh on Vicky. She didn't have a great game today, I'll admit that. But I think that there's reasons that we need to look at as to why that was the case. But I agree, Lotta Woodmore and Steph Catley as a centre-back pairing is not befitting of European champions, and it's not good enough for a team that wants to win the WSL. And that's nothing against individual players. I think Lotta on a day can be good. She made a mistake today, cost us a goal. Steph's had a consistent year and a half playing centre-back. Not a natural position. We we need Leah Williamson back, and then see where we are. I'd be tempted to play Leah and Katie Reid. That would be my choice. I think is that a good enough partnership? An 18-year-old, 19-year-old now for a European champions? No, we should have the best players in the world. We should be up. We should be. That's what we should be aspiring to do. And we don't have, do we? We don't even have the best players in the WSL. But we've got good players, and we should be doing better. Anyway. LG says, let's rely on Arteta and the men's team to save our weekend. I can't believe I'm saying that. To be honest with you, I'm not even going to watch it probably. I might catch glimpses of it. I'm not interested. Well, while he's still manager, I'm not interested. I'm sorry. I'm just not. That's why I don't cover the games on the channel anymore. I barely watch them. I didn't even watch the Champions League game the other night. I will probably watch West Ham because it's West Ham, the area I'm from. So I will probably watch that. But I'm losing interest. I've lost interest until he goes, to be honest with you. And I'm hoping, I don't want Renee to do the same to the women's team. I'm hoping she doesn't. I'm starting to get too many Arteta vibes from her at the minute, and I don't like it. Anyway, look, we've lost this game. We've got a game Tuesday night. It's Champions League. It's going to be good. So please join me for that. I'll be at 7:45. So thank you guys for watching. Of course, as always, thank you for your comments. I don't always agree with all of you all the time, but that's the whole point. That's good, isn't it? And I'm sure you don't always all agree with me, and that's how it should be. And we can have sensible discussions about things, and it's great. And that's why I like doing these shows. That's why I like, having you guys around. It's great stuff. So, but yeah, let's, yes, hopefully the men's team will make a bit better weekend of it for us. But yeah, that wasn't the start we wanted to our Saturday, was it? We've had Storm, Amy, whatever it is, battering our country, or probably throughout Europe, by the look of it, overnight. And Arsenal didn't get blown away by Man City today, but we didn't get too much joy in the Joie Stadium, did we? It finished at Manchester City 3, Arsenal 2. I think the title's gone, isn't it? Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you Tuesday. Come on, you Gunners. Let's